Good morning, afternoon, evening, everybody. Welcome to Revenge of the Gith, episode 2. We're about to get started here, guys. Just a quick reminder that this is a viewer-affected game where you can affect the game with your bits, subs, and donations. You should be. Oh God, this one's new for me, so let's figure it out. Everyone in chat in are freaking out about my cat. No one can see her just yet. Anyway, so as a reminder, if you give 100 biddies, you get to give luck points to a player or a dungeon master. If you sub, you get to give a nat 1 or a nat 20 to I gotta pop up my chat into a dungeon master or player. And if you donate for $5, you get to give an interesting quirk to an NPC. So yes, that's a thing that we do here now apparently. But yeah, and I guess without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna count down the family, and we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Alright guys, I'm counting you down here in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and everybody wave!
Good evening.
Yay!
Hello.
Welcome, guys. We are a man down this time around. Haven't heard from Ember all morning. I just don't think he woke up. So, and with that, I'm gonna hand the reins over. Did we decide, Rob, if you were doing a round table introductions or if I was?
Round table.
Yeah.
You're already starting us off.
Okay. Hi, my name is Val. I play Anja. This is my channel. She is a half elf, half drow blade singer, and she has a possum named Tulip. So that's me. Eland? Adam.
Oh, am I next? Okay, yeah. Hi, I'm Adam. I play Alan. He's a bard. He's like a researcher, a bit of an academic, and he's a bit scruffy looking. And he likes learning about the Gith. Thank you.
Thank you, fam. Omega.
I'm our resident owl archer, Ara. End of sentence. I'm an owl, and I shoot arrows at things.
Hope.
Hello, I am Hope. I play Chatter. He is a Furbolg druid who has squirrel parents, and he is just a soft-spoken cinnamon roll that is 8 feet tall, and he's trying his best.
And thank you. And Ash.
Hi, I'm Ash. I'm playing Luminos D Starcaller, Paladin, Knight, Squire, and all the rest of the things that come with chivalry. And I have a few retainers that follow me about, taking care of everything my needs, because I'm pampered as a knight should be.
Awesome sauce. And last but not least, our Dungeon Master, Robert.
Hi,
Assistant to the dungeon manager.
No, assistant. No. I'm Robert. I'm playing literally everything else. And the things I'm playing right now are some evil monsters that we're going to be fighting. But first, a little intro to kind of the world and what's going on. So, a year and a half ago, the Gith Yankee, these almost like space pirates, came and invaded the material plane with their massive skiffs that used to fly through the astral plane now rest above each city, and they've set up watchtowers and guarding entrances to the Underdark, which is essentially a second layer of the material plane, a large underground world, kind of like Journey to the Center of the Earth, where a whole nother civilization lived, with Drow and Duragar and deep gnomes, and most importantly for the Gith Yankee, their former oppressors, the Mind Flayers. The civilized people have been pushed out of the Underdark, causing a new power dynamic and lots of unpleasantness. And so the characters all live in the city of Malja, which was split into 2 tiers. The original city, the upper quarter, and then this new kind of sprawling refugee camp of the under district. And the party, through fate and a bit of happenstance, all came together and were hired to find a specific Underdark mushroom in order to help these poor displaced drow, Duergar, deep gnomes, etc., grow food, as there was um, a specific diseased fungus growing in the kind of underground farms that they had. And there's only one cure, and it can only be found in the Underdark. So, after knocking out and still dragging to get guards to the Underdark, they journeyed in and were ambushed by 2 giant spiders and 2 ettercaps. So, I believe initiative's all good. So, we're going to start off with Era, as we're in this large chamber. There's a giant spider on each side of the party here, about like 30 feet away, and then hanging from the ceiling about 20 feet up are these 2 what you recognize as ettercaps, from the bar you were just in, the lazy ettercap.
So the ceiling is 20 feet high, you say?
20 feet high, yes.
Wonder
why you ask, Mr. Birdman.
So what I would like to do is I would like to hover like 10 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
I would very much like to be higher than that.
Of course.
But this is a cave, and I feel very uncomfortable with this.
Yeah, no.
Can you fire your bow with your feet?
No, my feet aren't that dexterous, I don't think.
No, yeah. They're like...
Not yet, anyway.
There's probably a feet for that.
A feat, yeah. And I'm going to attempt to hit the leftmost ettercap.
All right.
With an arrow to the face, hopefully.
So a 14 will hit. So why don't you roll me some damage? Awesome. And this is kind of the first time we've seen Era fight. So what does it kind of look like as to just firing a bow? Like what kind of?
So I sort of flap my wings, hover a few feet into the air, and have a very practiced sort of stance. Like I've done this for like 20,000 hours, and it's almost completely natural in the way I move and the way I shoot, and almost a lazy shot. Nice,
yeah.
And I just sort of lazily draw my bow, and
nice, yeah. So we definitely see this kind of like graceful, like almost effortless motion of the firing, but then we like smash cut to it slamming into the other cap, and like as it has like these kind of Spider-Man bulls that like flare out in anger and not for some reason not happy with that. Yeah.
So, I wonder why it would be happy with an arrow with it.
Me, I don't know. So yeah, now that brings us to Chatter.
So Chatter, seeing these creatures, he's just at first.
Sorry. Also, Chatter and Luminos have both been entangled by webs, so you are actually currently restrained. Webs. As a reminder, yeah, because that was the last thing that happened. So you are restrained, yeah, as you see the spider kind of on the side that you are, like reared up and just sprayed like this large amount of webbing and just got just tangled up, as did Luminos.
Oh bother! All right. So are my arms like? Am I able to use them at all, or are they just?
You're restrained, so you can cast spells technically, but you basically just stuck there and.
Okay.
Are having
all right. Time. Cool. That does change what I do a little bit. So he's going to, as he's restrained, he's going to try and like reach out with a foot or like his head to like try and touch Era as they fly by, but I'm guessing I won't be able to touch them. So instead, I'm going to spend a first level spell, and you see Chatter just sort of struggle for a moment, but he doesn't seem too concerned as he's stuck in these spider webs. He's like, okay. He's like, I guess this is what spiders do. And he he focuses. How close are the spiders and the ettercaps to one another?
So the spiders are about 60 feet away because there's one on each side, about 30 feet away from you. The eider caps are within like 15 feet of each other, just hanging from the ceiling.
Okay, so he's going to focus on the space between the two ettercaps, and he's going to cast Fairy Fire. So just the area around them sort of does this very ethereal green shimmer, like almost like a flutter of leaves around them, and they both need to make a dexterity save.
Yeah, and what's your DC?
My DC is 14.
Nice. So yeah, what color? Like what kind of shade and how does it quite look like?
So they're very it's like an ethereal green sort of color, just very naturey, very plant like, and then the little green leaves, they sort of flutter into little birds and butterflies, and they just kind of like flutter around the ettercaps.
Yeah, and you see they kind of float around both ettercaps, and then they all kind of like turn towards them and just like cling on like a bunch of stickers, and just like start glowing to the point where your eye, it's like they're always in your peripheral vision. So now everyone has advantage on attack rolls against these ettercaps, as they are completely surrounded by glowing green light. Nice. Is that all for Shatter's turn?
That is my action. So that's all he's gonna do for now.
Sounds good. All right. So now it's gonna be one of the ettercaps' turns. So it's going to first bow. All right. So without that, it's going to drop down. So it's gonna make a save to see, make a check to see if it's gonna take damage from coming down. All right. So it kind of lessens the blow, but you see it like does kind of, it just barely gets itself hurt, like getting down from the ceiling. And you imagine if they were capable of being embarrassed, it'd be a bit embarrassed. And then is going to come up to Ellen, as you're not restrained, and it is going to first make a bite at you. So that's going to be a 21 to hit you, Ellen. I'm assuming that'll do it? Yeah. All right. So you're going to take 5 points of piercing damage and 4 points of poison damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. As, again, they have these spider mandibles, and you see they part open to show these spider fangs, and it sinks into Ellen's, like, side.
Ow.
Yeah.
Okay, con.
Yeah, con save, please. All right, and you are poisoned for a minute as you feel this, you see this like purplish green venom start pouring into your system, and like and you just start to feel those little sluggish and not great, honestly. If you're gonna be honest, you don't feel great. And then it's also gonna make a claw attack on you, and it'll get a 13, which I do believe will miss. So yeah, so it bites into you, and then it tries to like grab at you, but you kind of pull away, like pulling away. You see there's like some venom kind of pours out of its teeth for a bit, but you are just kind of out of its way, and that'll be its turn. The other one's turn, it will get back its web, and it will web Alexander. Yes, so both ettercaps are here. I'll put a little green dot so that we can remember. But yes, so the other ettercap will stay where it's at, and it will spray Alexander down with a bunch of webbing, and he is now also restrained. So that'll bring us to Anja.
All right, so first, as a bonus action, I would like to activate my Blade Song.
Yeah, what does that look like?
I'm going to pull out my rapier from its sheath, and you're gonna hear, this slight, like, humming sound come from it, as, kind of a non-light-giving glow, as it does so, and this is gonna give me all kinds of cool bonuses. I'll just link that as, it's a lot of bonuses. So if it comes to it, I'll let you know if I have a bonus to that shit. And then I'm gonna, seeing as my friends are in trouble, I'm going to come forward, and I have one of the bonuses is I do have 10 extra feet of movement, but I should be fine.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead and with my rapier, I'm gonna use booming blade on this fellow. So it's an attack roll and then booming blade damage, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And you have advantage.
Yes.
Yes.
Because it is just surrounded by these bright, like small little critters of light that like seem to almost guide your sword.
And let me see if I get any advantages to my attack roll real quick with Blade Song, but I don't think so.
I believe it's mostly just armor class.
Yeah, it's armor class, dexterity save, dex con saves, and things like that. Okay, cool. So let's do just the rapier.
Nice. Natural 20. So, yeah, why don't you roll me double rapier and double booming blade?
And double booming blade. Alright, so here, it'll do the rapier damage automatically. So it'll do the 8+1 for that. And then I'll just do double booming blade damage.
Jeez.
There we go.
7 more. So, yeah, please tell me how this looks.
Like, as she just kind of like zooms forward in a flash, you just see her come and just like poke the this what are they called?
Ettercaps.
Ettercaps into its side, and you hear like from like inside. Is it dead or am I?
Oh no, it's still going.
Okay, but like you hear or even like probably see like its body just from like the thunder damage just kind of like expand.
Yeah.
And like retreat as I like pull it out. And yeah, that's my turn.
Yeah, you see Andre like sinks this thing to like the hilt, and it boom, and you see the corpse will just kind of like expand and contract, and then pull it out for the next strike. It's very angry, very hurt, but still going. Now one of the spiders on Aira's side is gonna go. It does not feel up to doing some webbing yet, so it's gonna run up. See, I can probably get about there. So yeah, and it's gonna run up, and Luminos, you are nice and webbed up, and it likes that. So it's gonna take an attack with advantage on you. That's only a 15 to hit though, and I think even
you have advantage.
Yes, that's with advantage.
Oh right, sorry.
Even with advantage, you see it rears up and it comes down like to just sink its fangs into your neck, and even restrained, your armor and probably just a bit of the polished shine, just it can't get through, and it probably feels really embarrassed about it too. So, Ellen.
You scratched my armor.
Okay, so Ellen's gonna take a small dagger and cut his hand, and with the blood, he's gonna like squeeze it into his palm and wave it in the air as he casts Bane.
Oh wow,
that's metal.
That affects 3 different creatures.
3. So I'm gonna pick the one that Anya didn't hit, and the 2 spiders, and they both make a charisma saving throw.
So the 2 Ettercaps and then the spider next to Luminos.
No, sorry, the 2 spiders and it's Ettercap at the back. It's not been wounded yet.
Understood.
Their DC is 14, and they make a charisma save.
Yeah, unsurprisingly, the Ettercap is not very charismatic. Nor are the spiders. For some reason, these wild creatures aren't like able to resist. So yeah.
Okay. So for a minute, they I feel like as he waves the blood in the air, like a mist forms, and then he kind of his eyes go a little bit red, and he kind of cackles slightly, very very out of himself for a moment, and then just becomes normal again. And then he's just gonna. Is this a space we can occupy here?
Yeah, there's
Okay, so I'm gonna go 10 feet back to here.
All right, that will provoke opportunity attack from the Ettercap, who will be more than happy to try and claw at you. Which I believe a 22 hits, if I remember correctly. So
yeah, that'll hit me.
Well, you take 4 points of slashing damage as it very anemically claws at you.
Does the poison affect me on my turn or your turn? As in the creature's turn?
So the poisoned condition is applied to you for, I believe, an hour or for a minute. So you
okay, I'll look at what that does. Okay.
Disadvantage on attack rolls. and
Oh,
I believe
right.
so.
All
You
right.
are just kind of like a little more sluggish as the poison's coursing through you. So, Luminos, what are you doing? You are still restrained, but
Right. Can I break the restraints?
yes, that would be your action to make a strength athletics check.
Athletics. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, you just out of these things. So that is your action, but you still have your movement and bonus action if you wish.
No, I'm gonna stay here. I'm just saying. Oh, you're gonna pay for scratching my armor.
All right, the other spider here, I think is gonna. Well, let's see if it also is feeling. Yeah, no, these spiders are just like I could maybe web you guys again, but no, it's just not coming to me. So they don't feel inspired to web, I guess. So it's gonna come up and try and bite at Chatter. So even with advantage, as you're also still done up, it only got an 11. So I believe even this 8 foot. How does an 8 foot tall Chatter dodge the spider?
So I think
Yeah.
like as the spider is coming at him to attack him, I think he just relaxes and he's not afraid of them. He's very much like very much like a Steve Irwin. He understands them and their nature, and I think like as it's attacking him, it almost like senses that he doesn't have any fear of it. Maybe it's not
Yeah.
disinclined to attack, but it dissuades
Yeah,
it.
no, it like comes at you, and I think what it does is it like overreaches to the point where you are able to just kind of get out of the way, as it's like expecting you to dodge out of the way, and so it just swipes at the wrong place. Yeah, and that's its turn. So Era.
Okay, so I'm gonna fly over
Mhm.
and land directly next to Chatter.
Mhm.
Use the arrow that I pulled out of my quiver to cut her out of the restraints.
Yeah, sure. I'll say just as an action, if you want to do that, you can just cut them out.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna look over at Chatter and say, "You all right?" You're good. Then I'm gonna action surge.
Nice. All right.
And then I'm going to fire the arrow I just drew, using my seeking arrow at melee range. Oh yeah, that's a lot of words.
Yeah.
Basically, he needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. Again,
as I sort of fire the arrow directly above the spider. And well, just before I fire, I let out a series of incantations in Aran, and then fire the arrow directly above the arrow, directly above the spider. Frick!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
So
and it sort of curves midair and returns to the spider.
So it makes a dex save minus a d4. Yeah, it got a 1, not a natural 1, but with the Bane, it got a 1. So it's going to take full damage here. So that's your arrow damage plus an extra d6 of force damage, please.
Yep.
Nice.
8 plus.
I didn't even realize it affected saving throws as well. That spell is way better than I thought.
I believe it does, yeah.
Yeah, it does. That's 12 damage. As the arrow slams it from behind.
Yeah, and it just hits like the exact perfect place. Like, everyone looking on, it like is unnaturally perfectly placed arrow, as it just slams in and like the spider roars out in pain. So
I looked at Chatter. I can't do this trick very often. If you could get out of melee range, that'd be very useful.
Chatter just sort of like shrugs that he's still wrapped in webs, but his ears kind of go down and he and watches the spider just crumple and fall.
Oh, it's still going. It just is upset. Chatter, you are now out of the webs. And there's a spider next to you. What do you want to do?
He looks up at Era and thank you. And
I sort of nod.
let's see here. I look around me. Does anybody seem like can I do like a perception check to see if anybody seems particularly in trouble as far as like injuries go, or does everybody seem pretty
Ellen's really the only person that's been hit.
Okay. Does Ellen look okay or?
He looks like he's not having the greatest time. Like he's been poisoned. So he's you see there's like this kind of like black poison, the ichor stuff dripping out of his arm where he was bit.
Ew.
Yeah, and he doesn't look like he's about to just die.
You
from
might
it.
want to
Okay.
suck that out.
He
Only one way to find out.
So can I do like a nature check to see like if I know if there's anything I can do about that in the moment?
Sure.
Cool.
I'll just let you do that for free.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Again, trying to find my natures. Because that's, or would it be nature or medicine?
I'll let you do either. Whichever
I'm
you
better at medicine.
sounds good. Yeah, so you would know that if you had any sort of antivenom, it would work. It also probably would just go away after a minute, you think.
Okay.
So if you don't have like antivenom or a healer's kit, then
Okay.
a lesser restoration or just a minute of time is really
Okay.
only way
I
to go.
have a herbalism kit. Does that count? For
Sure.
having-
If you want to make a medicine check to try and
Sure.
cure
So
it.
so Shadow goes up to Alan and sort of just like pulls him forward and just starts examining the wound. He's like, "Oh yes, this is pretty common. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Just don't panic. Nobody panic." And he will take out his herbalist kit and just sort of start rifling through it. It's very disorganized. It's a huge mess.
I feel like as an item goes into the air and try and catch it so you don't lose it and like put it down gently.
Yes.
Just random things. So that's a 14 on my herbalist.
Yeah,
Medicine.
yeah, I'll say that's enough.
It's the
Yeah.
same modifier. As
Yeah,
medicine.
basically you see you put certain, like, you know, the right herbs, so you just put like some herbs and like some a little poultice around it, and you see all the poison just get sucked into it. And Ellen, you are no longer poisoned. Congrats.
He holds up the wad of like absorbed poison with the poultice and everything, and just like, would you like to keep it as a souvenir?
We can talk about that after we kill these things.
He nods and he puts it back in his bag and just starts gathering his things.
Nice. All right.
And that'll be opportunity.
So it's gonna be the Ettercap's turn again. So it's going to well it's the Ettercap that Anja just trounced, so it's gonna be very mad and bite at her. So that can be a 16 to hit.
I'm gonna use Cone Words.
Oh
wait, how do we do this? If he
no.
misses her already,
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I have
really
a
miss-
17 right now on my.
I'll use it. Is he gonna make a second attack?
Yeah.
yes.
So
So it's
I'll use it. I'll use it on that because I said I was gonna use it. So I'll use it on
all
that.
right, sure. Go ahead. So roll a d6, and it will reduce the attack roll by that. Yeah, with
How
that,
dare you attack my friend? Ellen
with
says.
that, it gets a 9 to hit. So yeah, you see, what does it look like because it missed because of the blade song, right? So what does that look like?
So it's just like, cause she does have like studded leather to begin with, but it's just sort of like with the blade song, it just kind of gives almost like this weird like, almost like invisible like force field, I would say, that it just almost like bung, like bounces like right off kind of thing. So
Awesome, yeah, and
yeah.
yeah, so you definitely hear like the Ettercap's bite like scrapes against this invisible wall of like thing of force surrounding Anja at this moment, and it kind of backs out. And what does your cutting words look like when you so you like just yell at the Ettercap?
I feel like he kind of like yells, in a cutting kind of way with what I said, but you can almost see there's like maybe a slightly magical aura around his body as he's doing it.
Yeah, and I imagine that red, because you're still concentrating Bane, so I feel like you still have that kind of red thing, and it flares up just a little bit again.
Sure.
As it
Absolutely.
is just so disoriented, just swipes in midair and does an the other Ettercap is feeling like it doesn't want to be down there with everyone else, so it's going to try and get Anja with some webbing. So it's going to have a -d4 to this roll. So with that, it's going to get a total of 12 to hit. So again, it like, in fact, I think this like spray of web just shows this like shimmering barrier around Anja, and it like stays there, and then there's probably like maybe a little flash, and the webbing just like falls off. As I mean, come on, Elven like magic isn't gonna stay dirty. Come on. Right?
And check your Zoom chat, please, Robert, when you get a chance.
Yes. And Anja, you are you are up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some fun with this.
I'm what?
It's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn? Cool. Cool. So, sorry, I was doing producing work while waiting for initiative. So, I still got this same, like, ender cap that I've been wailing on before. I'm gonna go ahead and, there's 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
Let me see real quick.
So there's the one you've been hitting.
Yeah.
That has fairy fire, and then there's the one hanging from the ceiling still.
Okay. Okay, so if there's one hanging from the ceiling, I'm just gonna booming blade him again.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
With advantage.
So it's with advantage again?
It's still got those
Dope.
glittering. Oh my goodness! All right, yeah.
Yay!
Again.
Once again!
All right.
There we go!
14 more. Oh my goodness! And you see the same spot, and it just like some of its guts are like hanging out now, and it's just like limping along now. Just this poor Ettercap didn't know what it was getting into. As oh my goodness, yeah, just brutal hit. So it's gonna be a spider's turn.
Amazing on both attack rolls as well. That's...
Yeah, man. So the spider's gonna try and get Luminos again, but it has the -D4, so not looking great for its prospects. Yeah, it gets a total of 8 with the Bane. So it really, yeah, these, man. All right, you guys. Ellen, it's your turn.
Value. Right. So hang on, let me reduce that by 1 because I'm concentrating on that spell. So that kept still not dead. Okay, I will cast Vicious Mockery on the cap in front of Anya.
Okay.
So he has to make a DC 14 wisdom save. He takes 1 psychic damage if he fails.
Yeah.
And if he fails, he also gets disadvantage on his next attack.
Yeah. What do you say you're due to this, Ettercap?
Your poison is futile. My friend helps me, and my other friend here will slice you to pieces.
Yeah, so it got
It
exactly
arose.
14. So I think Vicious Mockery isn't language dependent, but you see it just kind of turns the head and like kind of like cocks the head like what?
And then I'm gonna go on you can do it! And I'm gonna give a bardic inspiration with a bonus action.
To who?
Anya.
Gotcha.
She seems very good at stabbing
Yeah,
things.
she's been doing a lot of work here. All right, so you are now bardically inspired. So Luminos.
Die, spider, die! Swing my sword.
Nice. That'll definitely hit a spider. Just doing plain damage, or is there any smiting going on?
No, I think
Smite.
it's too soon to get out.
Understood. It's just a spider. I mean, come
It's
on.
just the first. It's the first wave.
No, yeah.
It's too soon. We're okay.
How do I do the damage?
Click on where it says longsword one-handed. Like it should. Yeah. Oop.
Oh, I should not click on it.
Yeah, probably not.
10. Jeez, nice.
Nice. Jeez. Yeah. What does it look like for Luminos to fight? Like how does he kind of fight?
Sword and board. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Like you kind of probably like bash it in the face real quick to disorient it and just like stab it while it's kind of.
Tell you what, I'll use my bonus action. Shield bash in the face. He moves
Oh,
5 feet.
right.
He moves 5 feet back. Get away from Anja. Get away.
So is
That's
that
a very human.
that's an attack roll thing, right?
No, if I hit, I can use my bonus action to do a shield with my feet.
Right. Nice.
Field
So
bash.
yeah, you just kind of like get it out of the way. And then at the end of this round, it's the last spider. So something just shot it really well. So it's gonna try and bite that thing. So it's gonna.
Seems legit.
Yeah. So it's going to make a bite roll on Era. So I will say for cutting words, it's gonna get an 18 right now. So if you want to eat with Bane, so if you want to use a cutting words, you may, Ellen. You have your.
I can't because I've got to use my reaction this round for the other one.
That's right. So never mind. It will hit you.
I am a fighter. I can take a hit.
That's true. So you will take 8 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as you feel more poison. Who would have thought?
Oh, Constitution.
Yes.
Truly a difficult skill.
So yeah, you are totally fine, but you do feel a little bit of pain as you take 3 points more of poison damage. So 11 points of damage total as this spider bites into you. And at that, we will take a quick break as we have Ember to join in. Woohoo! Yeah.
Fantastic.
Hey Rob,
Morning.
welcome.
It's okay. You've just been trapped in a spider web. It's not a big deal.
Good morning.
I'm having an interesting time today.
You'll be okay. Ember, while we're getting our cameras done, do you want to give us a quick rundown on who you're playing with us today, please?
Yes, I am Ember. I am playing Alexander Bogmar. He is a conquest paladin. He is a big boy. He has a tendency to be evil sometimes, but
Just sometimes.
just sometimes.
Excellent sauce.
Just most of the time.
Yeah, if anyone needs to take a bio right now, this would be the time to do it. I'm just getting everyone. Looks like I got.
I'm gonna take you up on that offer.
I just did, so I'm good.
Yeah, I would actually need bio as soon as I'm done with cams, so don't feel bad. I'm doing the easy ones first.
It's good to be a part of a group that is understanding of bio breaks and stuff.
I
I always feel bad when I'm the only person that ever has to pee. I'm like, do you guys not have bladders? I sit there for like 5 hours playing, and I look, and I'm like, oh my god, nobody else has peed, and I peed like 4 times.
It's like, I've had an entire cup of tea. How do you guys, like, not do this? Okay, see, this just makes it.
I see, that's fair.
There's Omega. I couldn't find his head because he took a bio break.
He's up in the sky.
It's
He's
not
flying
there.
around.
No, he's on the ground right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
Don't spoil my fun.
Okay. And now we're looking for... Adam. There's Ash. There's Hope. There's Adam. He's at the top. Yay.
Hey.
You can all tell jokes while I do this if you want. It's perfectly fine. We're getting there,
Okay.
fam. I have
Oh, no.
2 cameras left. 2.5.
Jokes.
Jokes on command.
Yes, on command.
There.
Quick, the bard. Wait.
I demand them right now. There's Ash.
What's the definition of blue tack?
What?
I don't know.
I don't know. What is the
A booger with a cold.
What do you call a mountaintop guarded by rogues?
What do you
It's
call?
a peak. How about a warlock threw a teacup at me, I guess I should have seen it coming from a tiefling.
Oof. Hey, do you guys want to
Alright,
hear
sorry.
a dirty joke?
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's one for Ash.
Wait, it's
Why
like...
the paladin chainmail?
Why?
Because it's holy armor.
Alright, go ahead, Val.
A white horse fell in the mud.
Oh no, says Chatter.
Okay, cams are ready. We're at the top of initiative, so...
Yay, top of initiative.
Okay.
So, Alexander, you've come to your senses all of a sudden in this cave. You were restrained, we'll say, on your last turn. You managed to bust yourself out because you're a big, strong boy. So right now there are 2 spiders kind of near your party. One of which is just engaged with Era and Chatter, and then one Ettercap that's just gotten just wrecked by Anja, and then one hanging from the ceiling. What would you like to do here?
I would like to use my Conquering Presence ability.
All right.
I would link it in chat, but I am not that
No
good.
worries. So just paint me a picture. What does that look like and do for us?
So, in a pretty big AoE, the shadows that have been clinging to us from like torchlight, lights on the shield, that kind of stuff, that coalesces into a small little orb and then explodes outward, like implodes and then explodes.
Yeah.
This wave, whatever it looks like to the party, which might just be a black wave, it looks like the absolute worst fear of
harbinger of death.
Yeah. But it does have the same thing about all of the fears, is that they all involve my character somehow.
Understood. Yeah. So I believe it's wisdom saves for every creature, and then if they fail, they're frightened. Yeah.
Yes, they are frightened for a minute. Can
So
repeat
what's your saving DC?
That is a good question. That's what I was trying to get my computer to actually open for me.
And luckily for you, 3 out of 4 of these creatures are baned, so
yeah,
they are not great at resisting this stuff.
yeah. My spell save is 15.
Okay, nice. And if I remember correctly, while they're afraid of you, they have the speed of 0.
That is not till level 7. Sadly.
Understood. So with Bane, I mean, one of them got a 0, and none of them got above a 15. So you see, so basically, like, we see through the like spider and Ettercap eyes real quick, and they just see visions of you just like stabbing them and just tearing them apart, and you see all of them just freeze up in fear. Yeah, they are scared. So then they get a save at the end of their turns. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It is
another wisdom.
Yeah,
save.
it's just another wisdom save.
Sounds good. All right.
Is it that one I linked to both? So they're frightened? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yes,
So they are all
okay. So that is
awesome. Nice. So that's
and
you also have movement.
That's my action.
Yeah, you still have a bonus action in movement.
So I'd be moving. I probably should have mentioned. I would have moved, so I'm in the center of them.
Right. No worries.
So that would have been my thing.
So like here, about
something like that. Yeah. Oh, that's right. You know, there's a paper with all of our characters on it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, maybe even describe as a map.
Just for reference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm guessing, I'm guessing you don't want to be next to them when you do this ability, right?
Oh no, I won't be next to them.
Oh, okay, never mind. So yeah, there we go. We'll leave you there. All right. So there's Alexander. So Era.
Okay. I'm going to set my bow behind me very gingerly.
Yeah.
Pull out 2 short swords that are innately carved to look like birds' feathers.
Oh, I love that.
And try to slash at the spider in front of me.
Go to town.
Fancy.
Please do. Those will both hit. Nice.
Cool. One of them deals 8.
Yeah. One of them,
The other of which I need to roll manually
just a d6. Yeah.
because it's only a d6,
Mhm.
not a d2.
Oh, nice. So 13. Wow. Yeah, you see this
So I
spider.
really lay into that spider.
Yeah, you like cut off a few of its legs and it's like barely clinging to life. It's scared. It's baned. It is this spider's having the worst day.
All of these spiders are having the worst day.
Yeah. So Chatter, what do you got going on?
All right, so I'm looking here. Are one or both of the other caps still up?
Yeah, both of the outer caps are still up. One of them's still hanging from the ceiling. The other one is right, but the one that's been just wrecked by Anja.
Okay, cool. So so let's see here. So he's going to just keep focusing on those those glowing fireflies that are clinging to those ether caps.
Yeah.
He's watching as these as his companions are just destroying these spiders and these ether caps, and he just doesn't want any part of that. So he's going to reach over to Ellen and I mean I'm sure you're doing just fine anyway, but let me just help you out just a little bit. And he's going to cast Cure Wounds at a first level.
Nice. Go and roll D8 plus your wisdom.
Cool. Level 1. Ooh. So 12 healing points.
Nice. Yeah. Probably brings him back up.
So this little a little ethereal sort of mouse just sort of like scurries up out of his poncho and like sits up on his palm and looks up at Ellen, and then runs over his hand and goes over his wound, just sort of like snuggles down onto it, and then the healing energy just sort of pulses through Ellen's body, and he feels refreshed. It's almost like a gust of air is like breathed through him.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And that will be it.
Yeah. So that'll bring us to the very weakened Ettercap. It's looking like it's having an awful time, but it also doesn't really see a way out. So it's going to disadvantage. Try and take Anja down with it. So it got a 13 with disadvantage and a 14 with disadvantage on its bite and claw, as it's just desperate. But with your blade song up, I believe those both miss. Yeah?
Yep. Blade song, I'm a 17.
Nice. Yeah. So it's just claw, like desperately, just last throes of life, just trying to get at you, but no dice. And the second Ettercap, it's still hanging from the ceiling. And I think with the fear effect, it's gonna stay there and just kind of just gonna stay there and maybe move back a bit and kind of ready itself. So if something comes next to it, it's gonna lash out. But
and don't forget, on the end of each of their turns, they get to redo the save.
That's true. So with Bane, it's gonna fail that one, and then the other one, yeah. So they both are still afraid, as they still see in their mind's eye this visage of this person just tearing them apart, and they don't want to get anywhere near that. So Anja.
Okay, I'm just gonna continue my booming blade onslaught. Like
It broke.
like.
Don't forget your bardic dice.
And I do have bardic dice, so awesome. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So here's the rapier attack.
Yeah, 15 will hit.
Okay, so I'm not gonna waste my bardic dice. There's rapier damage, and then the booming blade damage.
So please describe to me how Anja just takes this thing down.
So like she does, she's essentially just been like poking it and stabbing it, and she's kind of doing like this interpretive dance as she attacks, like with her petticoat, because she's got a fluffy little goth girl dress, like Lolita thing going on. So, and just goes and right through its jugular and through its neck and pulls it out. You hear Well, as it's like inside and the booming blade activates, its head probably explodes as she pulls it out.
Yeah, just and it
Yeah.
just it is so dead. You've never seen something so dead.
That was dramatic.
Yeah.
Chatter covers his face.
And I'm gonna try and be like, oh, my clothes. No, I didn't want to do that. Okay.
Yeah, and everyone but Anja gets like some Ettercap goo, but you see the like glowing barrier again. Like Elven magic gotta keep you clean, so it just like spatters against this like invisible force barrier.
Yep.
All right.
I'll deal with this later.
That's gonna tarnish.
Yeah. All right. So the other spider is scared of Alexander, so it can't get any closer to him. So it's gonna run up and come at Luminos here, as that's farther away from the scary man. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm not optimistic because it has disadvantage and it's baned. So yeah, so that's a. Let me see how low we can get this attack roll. Yeah, that's a 4. It's a natural 1 -2. Yeah, so it just like very anemically like. In fact, it barely even like attacks you. Like it's really just cowering at this point.
It's like when I cat. It's like I think I'm going. I think.
Yeah. It's really just trying to make you go away. It's not actually really, and it's still terrified. Yeah, it got with Bane, it got a 0 on that wisdom save. So yeah, it is just cowering in the corner. Just doesn't want to be here. Ellen.
Man, with like very far conquering presence and Bane,
Yeah.
nothing is gonna hit this fight, and we're gonna kill it. I love it. Okay, this thing stood right next to me. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Just
Aaron's gonna stab it with his rapier.
Please do.
yeah.
Anyone?
That'll hit.
That'll definitely 21. Yeah, definitely hits the spider. Yeah.
So he just like pulls the rapier out and just like stabs it in like one of its legs, maybe.
Yeah,
for 7.
yeah. And it just like cowers even more. Like it is like the smallest a giant spider can be, just like crouched.
And I think I'll go 5, 10, 15 to here.
Nice, yeah. So Luminos.
All right. Just go for the I can't remember the phrase for it.
Oh, flanking maneuver, yeah.
Flanking, even though I don't actually do anything DD5.
Right.
Anyway, I'll still attack it.
Yeah, no. Still being a tactical knight boy. I understand.
Most tactical of knights.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Tactical.
Ah.
Oh, a 12 will miss. Whoa. This is a whole a new light for this spider, as it's cowering. Like you're not used to fighting things that are so afraid of everything right now. So just you just swing above it as it just pushes itself into the floor. So and then the other spider.
Ellen, would you like to have a spider in your face? I could shove it in there if you want. With my bit.
So there's a blood-covered
Don't be
owl
ridiculous.
standing in front of this spider, holding 2 swords.
So this spider, I'm gonna just say, is at 1 hit point. It's gonna just disengage and run away. So
Okay.
it's gonna just run 60 feet away. So trying, obviously, not getting closer to
Mr. Scary.
Mr. Scary Boy. Yeah. So yeah, it just runs the heck away. So
Chatter goes, run.
it does. Speaking of Scary Boy,
Yes, the scary boy. I am trying to find a ruler. There we go.
he's also still very scared. Oh, actually, it only gets 30 feet away because it had to disengage. So, it's actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot worse for him.
Yeah.
I could kill it.
I got it.
Okay.
I want to do something other than fear them. Yeah, I'm gonna pull my cleaver out and
Yeah.
two-hand him in the head.
Oof, this big old nasty cleaver. Yeah, that'll definitely do it.
That's 9 points.
Yeah. I think you just very fittingly cleave it in half. This little spider boy.
Then with the rest of my movement,
Mhm.
This dude's on the roof, by the
him
way.
to the.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
hanging up.
Then I'll move under him
Yeah.
and be like, "Get down here, yo
Except that it's frightened of you.
It
Yes.
poops on your head.
Yeah. All right. So, Aira.
I'm going to lick my finger, put it up to the air as though I'm testing the wind, then grab my bow and fire a shot at the Ettercap.
Yeah, please do. With advantage because it's fairy fired. Yep, that 22 definitely hit it.
That'll deal 6 damage.
Nice. Yeah. As it is very quickly seeing the error of its ways. A chatter.
So, one spider is running away and the other one is dead, correct?
One spider is cowering in between Luminos and Alan, and the other one is dead. Yeah.
So Chatter runs over to the wounded spider, and he crouches down next to it.
Yeah.
Almost as if to protect it. And please it's just doing what's natural. Don't kill it. It's not it we can be friends. We can maybe we can help us. And just looks up at them with Fairbug puppy dog eyes.
Yeah. And I think that like the parent squirrel's also like giving probably a stern look.
They are.
Squirrels look
Mommy and Daddy
significantly
Squirrel are both.
That's a character. Whether or not Ellen is convinced by puppy dog eyes, the other cap is just gonna run. It's just like along the ceiling, just gonna kind of like run the frick away.
How low is the ceiling?
It's a 20 foot up cavern for now.
How far can he run?
60 feet. So he's still in longbow range. That's for sure. But yeah. So Anja.
I was muted. I was muted on OBS. I'm gonna honor Chatter's request, and I'm gonna not attack the spider. And because this guy is running away and sort of out of what I can do anyway, I'm going to hold my action. And if the spider attacks, then I'll run up and attack it. But if the spider doesn't attack, then yeah.
Yep. All right. The spider is gonna run away. Are there gonna be any attacks of opportunity from Ellen, Luminos, or Anja?
No.
I'm gonna wait to see what Luminos does.
Technically, he can't move towards me at all.
Well, actually, here's what it'll do. It will climb up the wall and start climbing around the wall of the cavern to get away.
Does it disengage?
No, it's just running. So if you want to attack it, you can.
Yep.
All right,
It's got
go ahead.
my armor.
All right. And roll damage. Yeah, how do you take this spider down?
I clip his leg so it can't. And then it's like, nope.
Yeah, and you just cut it, and it like it was partially up the wall, and it falls down. And you just coup de grace it, coup de grace it. I guess.
Aw, Chatter asked you not to. He wanted to be friends.
All right.
Look at this! Look at this scratch!
As you see, just like you have to squint for a bit, and like you eventually find it.
I just walk over to you.
Half an hour fixing this.
I just walk over to you, snap my fingers. A little magical shimmer appears and the scratch vanishes. It's a scratch.
Pamela looks at you as though you just stole her job.
Wait, are your retainers down here?
Yeah.
Wait, okay. So
They have to. I can't just leave.
I thought we said you didn't because you were sneaking into the Underdark.
No, that was the bar.
Oh, okay, got it. Noted. Okay, so there's also just 3 people.
Yeah, when the combat started, they're just up the trail.
Right. Understood. Okay. Sure.
So as soon as Luminos chops the spider, Chatter just deflates. And he looks at Anja and Ellen and just sort of like does this little like like a half smile, and he gets down and he just like starts like stroking the spider, and just
Also, I pull out
thank-
a.
well, thank you for your life, and he just sort of just settles it down as it's
Spider
dying.
with us to thank you for your life as well, as his food.
There's a stank.
Yeah, I pull out a
face.
longer dagger, walk up to the other spider, and start harvesting what meat I can from the corpse.
Go ahead and make a survival check. Are we? Is anyone
I'm-
trying to chase down this
Yes.
Ettercap?
Well, I'm not chasing him down.
Okay.
I'm telling him to get his butt back here. I'm using commands
All right.
and telling him to come.
So I will make a wisdom save. And
This interprets that command.
Shadow only asked us not to kill a spider, right?
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, it fails. So we'll stay in initiative. So here we'll skip ahead since there was a bit of role playing going on there. And Era, you'll miss your turn as you're cutting up spider. But yeah, so you use your action, and it has been commanded. It looks like it turns around.
It's still feared, right?
Yes.
Yes, but this isn't willingly moving forward. This
Right.
is being compelled.
Yes. And then
Yeah.
so is that all you're gonna do on your turn
I move backwards 10 feet.
towards
And-
your friends?
yeah. But it has to. It keeps moving until it's within 5 feet. So
Yeah. All right. And then Chatter, are you just like sticking by the spider, not doing like anything right now?
I hope it's AFK, but you did skip my turn. Do you want me to take?
Yeah. Well,
My turn?
we
Or
kind of dropped
Do you
out.
want to
of it
include
for
me
a
in my
second.
that role play?
Yeah. So I
That's
just
okay. I'll
we're
wait.
doing a
That's
bit of
fine.
roleplay, and then we're back in initiative now. So Chatter's probably just chilling for now. We'll come back.
just a quick question,
Yeah.
because I was like this close to lighting up one of my cigarettes. Would that be okay or not? I don't know. Twitch rules sometimes. Like, yeah, just a normal cigarette.
All right. So the
Gotta
closest.
get my cancer sticks. Sorry, continue.
No, you're good. So the closest the Ettercap can get is here, and since going down would hurt it, it doesn't do that. So it is on its turn. It uses full action, just come towards you, and then it's gonna see if it's still frightened.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. If depending on the Bane roll, it might actually succeed. What's your DC again? 15.
15.
It makes it. It's no longer scared. Oh my goodness! I didn't think it was possible. Turns out all I did
Is it
was roll a
smart?
natural 19.
Is it smart though?
We didn't. I didn't say that. So,
So no, he's not magically feared, but he's probably
Yeah.
still scared.
Anja, it is your turn, as there's now a cap still on the ceiling, but nearer.
I'm gonna ask Alexandra. It's like, why are you making it come back? Are we supposed to kill it? Like, what's happening?
We're not killing it. And
Okay.
I stand there and wait for it to come down.
Okay, I'm gonna stand there and wait too.
So is there like
Don't kill it.
No. Oh no, I know.
Huh?
I'm gonna tell it to come down again. I'm gonna tell it to get down here. I'm not gonna command it, but it's gonna want to listen.
So what's Anja doing? Just holding?
Yeah, she's asking like what the plan is, like with this guy.
No one really knows.
What's the? Well, somebody knows, and she's asking him.
Yeah, the plan is I need subjects to become a conqueror, don't I?
So you're gonna take this guy right now? We have a job to do though. You can't wait till later.
Oh yeah, no, he'll be tied up for now.
Are you saying this is
spider
happening in
blob?
character?
Yes.
Okay.
You want a spider blob for a following?
All right.
We're going to try to tame an evil monster and have it follow us around.
I
That
didn't
looks
say
like a spider
tame.
blob. Just want to point
Oh.
out.
Well,
Yes.
Okay.
How healthy does the Ettercap look?
It hasn't been hit much, mostly just by you, I think.
How tall is the ceiling from the floor to the ceiling? And how tall is the air cap?
It's not that tall. It's probably like humanish size. So it's like, you
If
know.
I'm 6 feet and it's holding onto the ceiling, can I reach it with my rapier?
No.
Okay. I'm going to move forward and cast Vicious Mockery on it.
Yep.
It has to make a DC 14 Wisdom save.
Yep. Which it passes actually, even with Bane. Wow, this Ettercap, this is a whole new. It's become suddenly very competent, for some reason, as it just kind of like doesn't seem to quite comprehend and ignores.
I'll move 10 feet back, and then that's my turn.
All right. So, Luminos, are you just
Let's see. Yeah, I'll go here. And I'm just like, so if it runs, do we leave it? It looks like
It's evil!
It'll run again.
If it runs, it dies.
There's
Well,
no
I think we
point.
just have to leave it up to Bird Boy over there. I think he can take care of it because we can't reach it.
There's no point in killing it.
That's it. I'm not really bothered. I say it's a thoughtless creature that just attacks in the dark.
We are
We either
technically
kill it now,
invading
or
his
we kill it
home,
later when it
so
attacks again by itself. I don't know. But
It's not
nonetheless,
going to
it's
attack
not
us.
like it can actually hurt us at the moment. Well,
It's not going to attack
except
us.
for Elephant.
I mean, Ettercaps, they're not stupid, they're just not intelligent, right?
so why do you want something to follow you like that? I mean, we're gonna have enough attention on us as it's gonna be. We did just kind of knock out 2 guards earlier, and then we have to deal with that. And you want to deal with that and this at the same time? That's not very smart of you. I'm sorry. As your older sister, I'm gonna tell you that that's a stupid idea.
I mean, who wants
Not the older
who wants a stupid follower anyway?
Yeah.
Right?
You can say that about vampires and their undead.
Alexander, you could make a we'll say a nature check if you want to know how smart an Ettercap is, and anyone if they really want to, they want to make see how smart is an Ettercap.
Don't care.
Yeah, they're like, Anja, they have, you know what, Anja, they have if you rated their intelligence on a scale of 1 to 20, it'd probably be a 7, you know. It's like,
I mean, I've known a couple of bikers that were that dumb, but they had other things to make up for it. I don't know if this guy actually has anything to make up for it. Like, just because you can make it follow you doesn't mean that you should.
I know a few dogs that are smarter than I'm guessing. Then is what you're trying to say?
Yeah, and I like puppies.
I do too.
Alexander, what do you want to do? It is your turn.
I'm going to. I don't know if it understands common.
You know it doesn't know under any language.
Yeah,
do.
it doesn't know
Okay.
anything.
Too stupid to I mean, it could if it learned, I guess. You could technically it's smart enough to be taught a language, I guess, but they don't naturally speak it.
I'm just gonna pull up my finger, and my cleaver is in one hand, my shield on the other, and I just point to the ground right in front of me. And point at the Ettercap, and then point at the ground.
Yeah.
And then I also at the same time I also point over at the bird. And I'm like, yeah.
What are you
So-
suggesting I do?
I'm gonna make an insight check on this Ettercap, keeping in mind that it is still baned. So we'll see what it does on its turn. But right now it's got its head cocked, at you, interesting.
Also, the insight check would show that I'm gonna murder the fuck out of it if it gets down here.
Well, yeah.
So
So, Era, do you want to do anything right now?
I'm
or-
just asking what Alexander thinks what Alexander wants me to do.
Just kill it for now. We'll figure out something else later. In terms
That's-
of followers.
Not necessary. He's no threat to any of us.
I mean, he's just gonna attack us again
Okay.
at a later date. And might as well save us the hassle.
My recurring villain. This one.
This random ass Ettercap. Seems legit.
No, he's like, dude, he broke out of fear. He dodged vicious mockery.
That's
Like,
true.
he's a
he's-
boss, man.
He's a name away from being a boss.
No, there's no reason to kill it. I'm just going to start walking
Yeah,
further into the cave.
sounds good. All right. I mean,
There is every reason to kill this creature. It attacked your friends.
Chatter's going to follow after Era,
yeah.
and he's just going to look at Alexander and just shake his head.
Mhm.
And they always said you were all the same, and I didn't want to believe it. And you're just going to keep walking.
All right. Battercap is going to, with its 8 insight, cock its head, nod its head, spit some web on the area next to you that you pointed at, and then start running away. It's just like, yes, I did what I was asked for, and now I can go. So basically, since it's on the ceiling, are people gonna try and like shoot this thing down and chase it, or can we just say that it's run away?
It's run away.
I'm the only one
Someday.
capable of actually shooting it down. Like, really effectively. So,
All right.
Yeah.
So, hey, you guys beat your first encounter
Da 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 da.
quite handily too. So, yeah, as you kind of gather stock of where you are, this is a fairly large cavern. Actually, you see there's a bit of like a small pool of water on one part, and there's like just tons of spider web everywhere here. And you do see there's also like a bunch of cocooned like figures and maybe just mounds of webbing. You're not entirely sure, but
I'm
there's also
lying in the middle of the cave to avoid all of the spider webs.
you definitely do that. There also are a few exits that you see on your map. I believe it was Chatter who is navigating. Chatter knows the way to go further,
Yes.
but
Rob.
are you just moving forward, or
I have a little empty flask in my backpack, right? I'm gonna
Sure.
try to find a stick,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna try to find a small spider and put it in there.
yeah, you certainly do. You now
put
have
some-
a jarred spider.
I'll give it to Chatter. Doesn't say anything, just hands it to Chatter, and then just walks away.
Looks inside at the spider and is confused. He doesn't understand. And he empties the little spider out on his hand and just kind of looks at it. He takes his finger and he sort of pats it very gently. And he's Verbolg and Shepherd Druid, so he's pretty easily able to communicate with small animals.
Yeah.
So he'll just look at it and say, I'm sorry for what happened to your kind, and I'll do my best to protect you better next time. And he'll just pat it very gently and let it back down onto the ground and let it scurry off to be in its home.
Yeah, and it does so.
I go back up to the entrance and say, all right, you can come down now.
Yeah, you see these 3 civilians. Also, we have the 2 still unconscious forms of the Gith.
Yeah.
Yeah, my retainers just drag them along with them. They hold on to them.
Cool. Sure, yeah.
What are we doing with these guys again? Are we finding a room? Are we finding like a little cave to ditch them in or something?
Ensuring they don't turn us in.
Apparently, we're not killing them, so
I mean, if we don't have to, like,
I honestly think we should stick them in a cave and give them a dull rock to cut their own bonding, and they can just run for it after. It'll take them a good while, but eventually they'll free.
it can take them a couple of days even.
then we'll have to leave the city.
Well, I mean, it's not like we told anyone our names.
It's a
You know, we
city,
could always come out a
regardless.
different entrance, you know.
You
You know, the Underdark
I'm
doesn't have
really
one
good
entrance.
at not looking like myself. So there's that.
I'm not.
Well, no one's technically seen your face yet.
Yeah, technically. They've seen my armor, which is unique in and of itself.
Well, you're just
Class
gonna
one
have to
for
get
choosing
naked
that
to
one.
get out of here. Like Chatter.
There's a reason. There's a reason why commanders try and make themselves indistinguishable to that of their own troops, so they can't get spotted.
Fair enough.
I think what's done is done, and we just have to find the food for the people, I guess. I don't know.
I'm gonna walk over to Chatter and kind of stand on my tippy toes so that I can look on the map, because I'm assuming, even though if he's holding it at
He'll,
like
he'll crouch down so that he'll notice what she's doing. He'll sort of like squat down so she can see it as well.
all right, so where should we be looking for these?
Would you like me to roll a survival?
No, you did last session, and we're just gonna carry this over. So are we just continuing on through this cavern?
Yeah, looking
Yes.
for these spores or whatever we're supposed to be looking for.
Yeah. So it's just like a particular mushroom that has grows a certain spore that helps out with the food and cures the other thing. All right. Yeah. So what I will have everyone. So if I remember correctly, who's keeping lookout? Because we'll keep the perception checks and the survival checks. Yeah. So whoever was doing the perception checks to just watch out for anything going on, go ahead and do those. But we'll keep the survival for the tracking and the looking for mushrooms as they were.
I think me and Alex were looking.
Yeah. That's a nat 20 plus 1.
Since I'm in the air, I might as well look for things.
Ellen, I know you were helping look for mushrooms. You were
Yeah.
keeping out for the mushrooms. Alexander, maybe, right?
Yeah, it was Alexander, and he rolled a 20.
Yeah, cool.
And I'm looking out
For enemies.
for anything, so I should roll another perception.
Yeah.
Ye-
Oh, you are inspired.
I am
So,
inspired. So is that a
Oh.
D6
Yeah.
right now? So we'll add on to that. And I mean, I see in the dark.
Oh, God.
All those nat 20s I rolled on attack rolls are now catching up to me, gang. I'm so enthralled with the map right now, I guess, that I'm just not paying attention.
Yeah. So I think as you guys are journeying along, there doesn't appear there are lots of mundane spiders and other like bats and mushrooms everywhere. There are, again, like I said, this is an overgrown bit of the Underdark as people who kind of live there have been pushed out. But you don't really run into anything of note until you step into another cavern. This one probably a bit smaller, only about 30 by 30, kind of oblong shape. And you see there's a large, almost forest of mushrooms in this cavern. And instantly the people looking out for the mushrooms see them growing on one side of the cave. And among it, though, you also see these large figures that appear to be also made of mushroom. Just kind of walking around, just look like they're tending these mushrooms. They see you, but they don't really seem to care. They just continue walking on their way.
This is an awful lot of mushrooms.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Can I do a nature check to see if I know?
Yeah. Anyone who wants to can make a nature check, see if they know what these creatures are.
Do you know the Mushroom Man?
Shattered knows the
mushroom
mushroom man. Yeah. So you recognize these creatures as myconids. So these are exclusively creatures of the Underdark. They in fact wither in sunlight. They can't survive in the direct sunlight. That are basically kind of like shepherds of mushrooms. So they're sentient plant creatures who grow in the Underdark. They also can like reanimate dead creatures with their spores, and they also have lots of different kinds of spores. Some that make you hallucinate, some that make you like basically go unconscious for a little bit, and they also have this unique ability that actually is probably one of the main reasons people know about them. That one of their spores, if ingested, can give you the ability to telepathically talk to other creatures that have inhaled those spores.
Nice. Oh, these are the myconids. They take care of the mushrooms and the flora down here, and they're peaceful though. Don't hurt them. I think
I would also probably advise not taking the mushrooms, because I'm going to guess they're going to get a bit aggressive, because either they're going to ask for compensation for taking them, or they just flat out refuse, I'm guessing.
Well,
So,
we could ask them.
do you know what language they speak?
Well, they don't really speak a language per se, but if you inhale their spores, you can communicate with them.
No, I'm good, thanks. Can you use your Furbolg language communication skills to talk to them?
Let me try. And so with my nature check, do I know if that would work? If my speech,
they are plant creatures, so they would understand you.
So my speech of leaf would work for that. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So Chatter's going to very cautiously just approach them very, very slowly and hello there. Nice day here in the Underdark. Just had a question for you if you don't mind, please.
And you see, there's one large one, like probably about like 10-foot tall myconid that it almost looks like a tree and almost just made completely out of these multicolored mushrooms. And there's probably like some smaller ones also. And you see the large one turns around you, and it kind of like extends its arms, and you see these bluish spores start drifting out, and just in a very limited area, and assuming unless you hold your breath,
Nope.
be breathing them in.
He's going to very comfortably just breathe in the blue spores.
Yeah. And so as
he does the walk.
As you do, you hear in your mind, how can I help you?
Yes, so we're coming from the city, and I'm not sure if you know this, but a lot of individuals from the Underdark, well, they don't live down here anymore. And they are hoping that we could obtain some food for them in the form of a specific kind of mushrooms. And I was wondering if maybe you could please help us.
Oh, I have noticed that there's a whole lot less interruptions.
That would probably be why.
Yes.
But
looking for.
So, and I do describe the they were like spotted. You said.
Yeah, they're just like on the side of the cavern.
Oh yes, so I point at the mushrooms and just those. They need them to eat. We don't. Obviously, we don't need to take all of them. There's never any reason to take all of the resource, but perhaps maybe if you have any recommendations for cultivating such mushrooms so they can grow their own types. They can grow their own crops from them.
Well, I certainly know how to grow them, yes. But if I were to give you something for my garden, I would need something in exchange.
What did you have in mind?
Well, more mushrooms is always good, or if we can get more food for the garden, then without us endangering ourselves, that's always good too.
And Chatter you just see the light bulb, basically. Just a moment, 1 second. I don't want to be rude. And he just like turns around and he like scuttles back to the group. So he's happy to help us, but he needs either more mushrooms or food for their mushrooms. And the way that mushrooms eat is they eat things that are dead. So maybe we can go back and get the things that we killed and bring them here so that the bodies don't go to waste.
Don't you usually find mushrooms on like dead tree stumps and all that?
That too. Not many
This is the
trees grow
underground,
down here, though.
Seems legit.
Yes. Not
What
many
happens if we,
trees.
what happens if we bring back like logs?
Oh, that would probably work. Any sort of dying or dead material would suffice.
Getting logs would require us to go back to the surface too. So
No, we can't do that.
Yeah, let's see if the dead spiders are good enough for the dead spider, and the other squishy fellow was good enough first, and hopefully they'll like that. Hopefully that's enough.
Okay.
So you want to make spider mulch?
Ooh, yes.
Yes,
idea.
I think I've already got some here. I sort of pull out some of the spider flesh that I collected from earlier.
Yeah.
Nice. Ooh, Era, you never cease to impress me. And he pats his burb head. And let me ask if that will suffice. And he goes back to the Myconid. So we have we got into a little bit of a altercation when we got down here with some spiders and some ettercaps, and it would seem that we have some of the flesh with us still, but would that suffice as payment?
Well, how much you have? You have. Our forest is ever hungry.
He turns to Era and just like motions him to come over. My friend has some of it, but there's one more spider and one ettercap where we came from.
There is. It's most of the meat on the spider, the exoskeleton removed.
He did a good job of carving it.
Well, this is nice. This is good for part of the garden, but I would appreciate a little more for how much you would. Well, how much did you want again?
Do I know how much I need, or can I do like some sort of like?
I'll say you. This is probably like enough for like a third of what you would really want to have.
Okay. All right. Well, we have. And he'll just turn and look at the others. If we go back and get the others' bodies that we left behind, then that would be good for at least, I would hope, half of what we need. And then if we find anything else we could bring along the way.
So
I'm gonna pull out the mushroom I harvested earlier, and like
Listen,
pass that to Chatter and see if that's helpful.
Oh. And he looks at it. Thank you, Ellen. And he turns and goes back. We also have these mushrooms here.
Oh, can I see?
So how far back was the corpses?
Probably like a 10-minute walk.
Or like a 5-minute flight.
Yeah.
Do you think you can pick up the 3 entire corpses?
At the same time.
Sure, why not?
Why don't we just drag the corpses back?
Okay. Seems legit.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go and get the corpses.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna
you
fly
sure should
over.
go along?
yeah, I'll
Yes.
go with.
are you gonna
Do
be
it
able
for
to see
Swanky.
down there? Okay, bye.
I can.
I'm gonna cast light on Ash's Luminos's armor as he gets out of range.
Oh!
Aha!
Even
That's-
more light.
So shiny.
Yeah.
Shiny.
So, real quick with the mushroom. Oh, well, this one doesn't grow this far down, so if you just can bring a little more food to get this guy started, I'd be more than happy to give you some of the garden.
Oh, that's wonderful news. Of course, our friends are going to get more right now, so that shouldn't be any problem at all, sir.
All right. I don't know what a sir is, but I appreciate it.
It is a term that the surfacers use for respect for other individual life forms.
Is that where the words comes from? The surface?
Surface is a weird place.
Hmm.
It just sort of looks around. I like the Myconids.
Surface is dangerous.
For you, yes.
You're
that
telling me.
So
Yeah.
yeah, just sort of wait around for them to come back with the
Bring back the spider and ettercap corpses, and the Mycadid even looks as pleased as a expressionless fungal creature can, and happily harvests for you enough of the small mushroom, and kind of hands it over to Chatter.
He takes his poncho and just kind of like kangaroo pouches it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And he sort of like squats a little bit so that the pouch hides everything. Because he remembers he doesn't want his friends to be disturbed.
I do think the Mycadid does see, like, looks and kind of like points at the unconscious Gith. I think I recognize those from another time. Are those food too, or are those for you?
Neither. They're still alive.
Only Chatter hears that, actually, mentally, because nobody else inhaled the spores.
So, Chatter, you remember them?
Hmm.
What do you remember of them?
Oh, just other ones came down a bit ago. They seem very, I don't know, angry or something.
Oh, angry. Surfacers.
And he kind of points to a part of the little like garden forest area that is like that's like lower than the rest of it. That's like a straight line through the cave, as if it's been like trampled and regrown.
Mm-hmm. How long ago was that?
Oh, I don't know.
Can we analyze the? Oh, I don't know this anymore.
I mean, it's a mushroom creature.
Yeah, he doesn't
no
really.
sunlight, so
Right.
yeah. If you want, Ellen, if you want to make a survival check.
No, I don't know that information, so I can't.
Oh.
So Chatter will at that turn and look at the party, and so he says that some more of the Gith were by before, but he doesn't know how long it's been. It's kind of hard to tell time around here. They don't really do.
Yeah, there's no like sun. Or
No,
sky.
not really. No sky here.
Nope.
So, but he said that they seemed angry, and he asked if they're with us or if they're food. So, and Shadow just shrugs and he almost drops his mushrooms, but then he like fixes his
Oh, be careful. Maybe we should put these in a bag, guys.
A bag?
Yeah, a bag.
I sort of take out my backpack, like this.
Oh,
Strikes my talents.
oh, unattached pocket.
I mean, they
Yeah,
could be
that's
food,
alright.
right? We don't need them.
And he'll just start to like dump the mushrooms into whoever's backpacks they're exposing. And then he'll put some of the mushrooms in his pockets inside his poncho and stuff.
Unattached pocket. That's great.
It's not wrong.
It's not wrong. You're just full of wisdom, aren't you, Chatter?
Oh, bother. I guess. And he just blushes. And he messes with the hem of his poncho a little bit. Oh, gosh. Well, what do we do with these guys, then? Because, I don't want to kill them, but also, if they get back to everybody else and tells them about, and points at Alexander and everybody else who is sort of recognized, and I just, I don't want you guys to get in trouble.
It's the bit of the garden that we kill them, though, right?
I mean, are we okay with that? I don't want to be an us or them situation. Like I said, I can hide amongst the people pretty well, but
Me too, but and he just like glances over at Alexander's armor and his horns and stuff, and he's just like, some of us are a little less. No, he glances in their direction, like the way that they went.
Do you
He's
think
talking about Alexander and his armor.
yeah.
But as much as I I don't want to kill anybody. But I mean, mushrooms are hungry. They need to eat something. At
So,
least they wouldn't die in vain.
so the hunger of the mushrooms negates the fact that a life is taken because it's giving life?
No, if they're going to decide that they want to, I mean, this whole thing has been very back and forth, and if they're going to end up killing them, then I guess I'd rather it be for a good cause than just leaving their bodies in a dump somewhere.
We could just let them free out here, and see how, and they'll probably survive for a few days in the Underdark, but given how thoroughly they've been hunting and their lack of navigational tools, it's unlikely that they'll escape.
Yes, I don't know what he's going to decide as far as letting them live or die.
Well, we don't
I've
have to.
learned not to trust him.
Well, we don't have to untie them. Like, we can keep them tied up away from the garden, and then, like, I don't know, maybe they'll figure out how to leave at some point, but at the same time, if we just leave them tied up here, then it's out of our hands. I feel
think that's a
bad.
good idea. If they survive, then that's good. If they don't survive, then
Then the mushrooms have food.
yeah.
Either
What a great
way,
idea. Why don't me and Alex go put them over there to one side for them to just be laid down, tied up?
Oh yes, and he reaches into one of his pouches and he takes out like a little like a very like crudely made canteen with water in it. Let's just leave this with them just so that, they've got a chance.
we'll give them
Alright,
a
so Alan's
chance.
gonna start dragging one of them over, like, away from the party.
Oh,
and, like,
I'll
signal-
help too. I'll help carry them. I've got.
Signal Alex to, like, help bring one over.
How does Luminous feel about this? Does he?
I don't think the paladins are there right now, right?
No,
No, they're not.
Oh, is he not there? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
They went to get the
Oh.
bodies.
Oh, well, I guess me and Charlie will just move the bodies over to the
So
side.
yeah, I guess as when you two return, right, and the like exchange goes on, you see the Gith Yaki just like sitting in the forest of fungus, still tied up with a water canteen next to them.
And a dull rock
Mm,
for cutting their ropes.
yeah.
So we're leaving them here then. Okay.
Well, we gave them water.
Oh, they'll probably find their way back anyway. They're
Yeah.
not that far in.
No. They'll be okay.
I'm saying they got water. I'll leave 2 rations for them.
Hey.
And they got a dull rock to cut the ropes. So that's it. That's good.
We did it and nobody had to die!
And if
I would have
anybody-
preferred to have left them in a random cave because they might be able to trace back here and. They
Well,
might
the
drop-
thing is about the
Nah, but-
myconids is they release all kinds of different spores, and some of them make people hallucinate. So maybe they'll think that the whole thing that happened was just a hallucination.
Can you ask them to do that for us after we leave?
Possibly that would be very handy if that's true. Hopefully, they might even remember, might even forget us.
That's quite a
actually,
bump on the
yeah,
head.
you pointing at Onger and Alexander. They might forget you too. No, I don't think anyone would forget Alexander. There was those wings. Gee.
My wings are clearly prettier.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mine
And
aren't
actually have
meant to be
feathers.
pretty.
It was compensating for something, maybe.
For what?
Uh-huh.
Oh, just, I don't know. Maybe wings not being so pretty, so they have to be bigger.
So he has to compensate, so he gets big boner wings.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Oh.
We're
Anyway.
back to the Piker Bar already. So are you gonna talk to Mike and Nid about the Githyanki, or are you just leaving them?
Yeah, so Chatter is going to turn back to the myconid and
Well, thank you very much for the help and the these guys here they're unconscious, so they're not dead, but when they wake up and if they end up not making it, then maybe they will be food. Who knows? Life has a way.
He kind of like tilts his head to the side and it says, "So it did you not leave this for us to be fooled then?"
Well, it's kind of complicated because we didn't want to kill them because they weren't trying to kill us, but they aren't our friends.
Mm.
So it was kind of a conflict of a moral compass in a way.
Mm.
So we're going to let them try to survive down here because that is what's right.
Mm.
I don't like killing things without reason. Yep.
I'm with
where,
Chatter.
where are we putting these corpses, by the way?
They're not
Oh.
corpses yet.
Oh,
Oh, it was the other corpses.
Yes. And our friends, Luminous and Alexander, they brought these back, and he just sort of like gestures to the Ettercap and the other spider. Where would you like these to be?
Oh, I'll take care of it myself. I like to spread out the food in a certain way.
I'm particular about my garden too.
Mm. You are
Well,
very nice. I appreciate people who can come down and not. And he looks again at the like kind of treaded patch of mushroom and not leave a mark. Kind of holds out his hand, and you see like us like that same blue spore come out, and then a sort of little like sack, like little small sack come around it, and he hands it to you. I find that people think this is pretty useful sometimes.
oh,
What's that?
what does it do?
Well, it's how we can talk. If
Pretty.
you just open it up, it should spread around. And then whoever breathes it in, you can have a nice little chat.
Oh, well, thank you very much. This is a very useful gift. Thank you.
Well, you've given us lots of food, and you've been very, I don't know, cordial or something.
I sort of look startled for a moment. So I look over. Oh, can I just see those corpses for a moment before you plant them?
I don't know what the bird man
Oh,
saying.
he wants to look at the bodies quickly before you plant them. I think he needs
Sure.
something. Go ahead, Era.
I walk over and actually take my arrows out of the corpses as they're still sticking out of the.
Well,
And
thank you.
before we leave, Alexander will walk over to the where we left the Gith.
Mhm.
He's gonna bend down and pull out his dagger and cut into the guy's hand and then walk away.
Okay.
The
Just
fuck
leave.
was that about?
He leaves a little 5-fingered mark, four fingers going up and one off to the right or left. I mean, it's a symbol of Bane on his hand. And he just walks away. He does it on both of the Gith's hands.
Yeah.
Oh.
He doesn't let anyone see what he's doing.
I say, the moment I see you walking towards them, I'm like,
I
Yeah,
promised
I mean-
not to kill them, so I'm not killing them.
Yeah.
No bother.
You probably see that Alexander does something, but you don't see what.
are they still alive? They better be.
Unfortunately,
He better be.
yeah, he just unfortunately, and then walks back to the group.
Oh, guys, I think we just completed our first adventure together. Oh, wait, don't jump the gun. Don't jump that, don't jump it, don't jump. We gotta get out of here first, Anja. Then we've completed our first adventure together.
Is
I
this
look at
adventure?
Anja and I just say, I think you've just jinxed us.
No.
We're all gonna die before.
And
we
at
leave
that
the park
moment-
now.
At that moment, the Jurassic appears.
So Chatter turns to the party, and like as they're sort of leaving, he shows them the little blue pouch.
So this was a gift from the Myconid, and you remember when I told you that if you breathe the spores, you can communicate with each other?
What about the mushrooms?
Well, if we all breathe in these same spores, then
No,
we can-
no. The mushrooms to take back.
You got those as well.
Oh,
No, yes, we have those two. Yes. Oh, yes, and he like shows him as the pouch, one of his like
Unattached
pockets.
pocket, Yeah.
okay. I start going about these magic blue these spores. I'm like, what about that task?
Oh yes, we have all the mushrooms too.
Okay, that's good. Okay, well,
But
shall we hop on then, or do we
let's
need a
go.
rest?
Rest, please. Only because I used.
I mean, I'm feeling quite spry. I think I could protect all of you if needed.
Shall we
I'm
take off?
fine.
Shall we take 30?
30?
30
Oh,
will be
okay,
fine.
sure.
Sure.
I mean,
Just a
we
short
could.
little thing. Well, as long as the myconids you said will allow it.
They won't mind as long as we don't disturb the garden.
Or we can just sit in the hallway.
That too.
So, do we know what that bag does in a mechanical sense, or do I need to like identify it? Or
I think Chatter kind of explained about myconids, like what they are and how they.
so does it just work forever, like unlimited amount of?
Oh, how
spores?
that.
Yeah.
I don't think. Actually, Chatter did really well, so I'll just.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And just all that. So it's you can everyone who breathes in. Wow, I suddenly lost my place. But everyone who breathes in the spores, so when you pop the thing, it'll burst out in like a 20-foot radius of spores, and then anyone in that area would be able to mentally communicate, just like freely, with as long as they're within 30 feet of each other for an hour. So basically, when you pop it, everyone within 20 feet can communicate telepathically within 30 feet for an hour.
Cool. So, basically we open it, and as long as we're within 20 feet of each other, we can communicate telepathically for an hour. So
That's
we can
quite
save it.
useful. We should definitely save it. I can, as I bring my hand up with like a copper ring and whisper into it, but I message into Chatter's head. I can already talk in people's heads though.
And you get the gasp mentally back.
And Chatter just looks at, because he doesn't know message. He doesn't have that spell, so he just looks at Anja and he's just like, oh, "You're the ventriloquist."
I don't have a puppet.
Puppet? Yes.
I don't. Where?
You? Me? Who? Where's the puppet?
What? There's a puppet? Wait,
He's
ventriloquist?
just like looking around for the puppet.
She is too. She's really confused.
I'm investigating for the puppet. Where is it?
Your best guess is that the possum is the puppet.
But like, she's not there. She's in her pocket dimension right now. So.
I see. Well, well, later.
Okay.
Puppet. Puppet possum. Puppet.
I mean, I'm gonna look at Elwin and I'll be like, he said I was a ventriloquist. Those are the people with the puppets, right?
Of course, yes.
Okay, I'm not mistaken. Okay, just making sure.
Right.
And he's just like just looking like amazed.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you're all taking a short rest then?
Sure.
Cool.
And so you want to do that in the Myconid cavern, or like a little bit further? Like you could do it in the like former spider cavern.
I'd say let's do it a little bit further, because just in case like these guys wake up, we've instructed the Mycodons to make them hallucinate. I don't want to be in that room when that happens. So.
Same.
So we'll say it's just like a small little chamber with like probably a little stream, like a little brook running through it.
I'm not sure. I agree with that. I'm not sure if I said it aloud before, if I was waiting for because other people were saying things. But Chatter will ask the Myconid if he could please, when they wake up, if you could just make them just, if you don't mind, hallucinate just a little bit.
Well, I suppose I could try.
I mean, you don't have to, but if you did, that would be great.
Alrighty then.
Thank you, friend. Nothing that'll make them, dangerous to you or anything, because I want you guys to be safe, but just so that they're a little bit confused.
Well, if they seem like they're gonna hurt the garden, I will be protecting it.
Good, yes. That's the most important thing.
No one else got injured, did they?
Bye, friend.
No one else got injured in the fight apart from me.
I also took a hit, but
You
whatevs.
did?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Oh.
Well,
If
if we're gonna
Chatter's
do,
also going to heal.
Oh, if we're
Unless
taking
you
a short
want to.
rest,
Taking a
I'm
short
just going to use a hit dice.
Oh, you are? Okay. I didn't realize
if
you got hurt.
well, if you're gonna use a hit dice, I'm gonna use Song of Rest.
Yeah,
Yay, Song of Rest.
nice. So an extra d6 on top of that.
So I'm just gonna sit and play my pan flute for a little while
Yeah,
around, and then you can roll and get an extra 4.
nice.
Nice. Hooray for bards.
Okay, and then everyone gets all their stuff back. I mean,
All the stuff you get back at a short rest.
I mean, for a fighter, that's pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Is Second Wind and Action Surge?
Yeah, those are both on short rests, which is
I get my
nice.
wild
So it
shapes
is.
back too.
So is Arcane Shot.
I get
So
my
yeah, I
conquering
get
presence
everything back.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just me and
I'll get my
well,
spells.
for me and Val that don't get like our spells or our inspiration or anything.
Well, Anja will get spells back for being a wizard, and
On a short
Alexander
rest.
will get their.
On a short rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't get
She
all
gets
of
a
her
few.
spells back,
Yeah,
just
so-
a few.
It's arcane
Anja, if
recovery.
you use
Oh,
your
right, okay, yep,
spells
yep.
You get them back. You get arcane recovery.
I actually haven't used any spell slots.
Well, never mind.
So, yeah, but thanks.
Does your Blade Song come back after a short or long rest?
Short rest.
So you got your Blade Song back.
Mhm.
Awesome. Yeah. So as you guys are kind of finishing up your rest, like there's a nice little like babbling brook and all that. Behind you, you hear this like tearing sound, as if like someone's like tearing the air open, and stepping out of this purple like rip in the air, you see this bloody, bleeding form of what appears to be a Gith, but a Githyanki, but in different armor. It's less like warrior like there's more flexibility space and there's more ornamentation, but you see the figure is just bleeding. Like you see just gashes and cuts, and it's facing away from you. It just falls on the ground, just like breathing heavily as this like tear in the fabric of the world just closes as it stepped through, almost like more fell through. And there's now just like a Githyanki, just like you see it has a sword in its belt and like an object in its hand, but it's just like like kneeling on the ground, just like hyperventilating, bleed, like it coughs some blood up.
I step forward and quickly remove any weapons from his person.
Oh, bother.
Okay, so
Like,
In
Chatter.
Githyanki, I'm gonna say identify yourself.
okay.
And Chatter's gonna come forward and can I do a medicine check to analyze sort of his current state
Yeah,
of
go ahead,
being?
make a medicine check.
He's
Yeah.
dying or
Mhm.
worse.
Would we recognize that this was a oh no, I guess.
This is definitely
Never
not
mind.
one of the two that you just had.
Oh no, I was gonna say, because doesn't there like the two species? There's Githyanki and
Githzerai
Githzerai.
and-
This
Githzerai.
looks like a Githyanki, not a Githzerai. Githzerai,
Githzerai.
where Githyanki's had like kind of come to points, they are like
Yeah.
rounded and they have like slightly different features.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what I will tell Chatter is that this Githyanki doesn't look like it's dying. It just looks like it's gotten in a really big fight and has just barely escaped.
So he
Alexander will walk up behind Chatter,
Mhm,
kneel down towards the guy,
mhm,
inspect him a little bit,
mhm.
and put his hand on the base of his throat. Like it looks like he was going to choke him. Then a light will come out of his hand, and he's going to lay on hands.
For how much?
I am checking. I believe it is my level.
so you
level
times
times
five, right?
five.
points
but-
equal to 5.
yeah.
So you have 15, but you can use as many as you want.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to remember. I was trying to remember my max. I'm gonna put 5 into him.
Nice. All right. So
How does he look?
and so as Era like grabs this man's sword and Ellen asks him this question, he kind of like turns around. like wide-eyed, confused, and in Gith, he says, "I am a Gish. What are you all doing in the Underdark?"
What are you doing here? How does he come through this portal?
I am supposed to be down here. I am part of the effort, the cleansing effort.
What have you been fighting? You're in my garden.
What? What?
You're in my garden. Look, I point over at the glowing mushrooms.
No, you guys are like away from there.
Are we in range to see it?
No.
Oh,
We're out of sight.
it's around the corner.
I don't know what's around the corner.
In my garden. Why are you here?
So while they're having this exchange, Chatter just sort of looks at Alexander and just sort of like does a smile and a nod, and he just sort of like he's trying to cradle this Gith as they're having this conversation to try to make it more comfortable.
Yeah. Also,
If Chatter was doing that, Alexander wouldn't let her, or would let him. He would be pulling the Gith away and setting him up against the wall. He doesn't want too close.
real quick,
But snuggles are the best medicine. And the little girl mom nods.
This is true.
I
I can.
I don't know
I
if
can
he wants to
attest to
snuggle with
this.
you though.
I would agree. Alexander would not.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to snuggle with you. And you would get bloody, so maybe you shouldn't. Yet.
It's good to be comfortable when you're injured.
Also, Ellen, can you make me an Arcana check?
Arcana? Yes, I can do that.
And also, yeah, Anja, you also can make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Arcana, you say?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and yes, also you, Era.
I know a thing or two about the arcane arts.
All right, so
Not as much as your wizard.
That is about right.
Anja, you recognize that in his hand, like he's gripping something, and you could just from what you can see, it looks like to be an arcane focus.
Mm-hmm.
And Ellen, you probably don't recognize exactly what he's holding, but you do know from your time studying the Gith Yankee that a Gish is a fairly high-ranking member of the Gith Yankee military who are powerful spellcasters and typically are more in the command position.
I would like to.
Doesn't have a bow. He clearly can't be magically casting.
I'm
anything.
gonna message to Alex because Alex is like right there essentially. I'm like, you should get that thing out of his hand.
And do I see he's clenching his hand?
Yes.
Now? And I'll hold out my hand and point at his hand. And I don't say anything because it won't matter. He doesn't understand, or he does understand me, but he's speaking in Gith. I don't know. But
he will like put it like behind, like he will like hold it harder. And like
Now,
thrusting
I think you should release that. You're severely outnumbered, and I'm still questioning you.
You are not supposed to be here. You are not.
How do you know that's supposed to be here? You've just arrived.
You are not Gith Yankee.
And
You are not.
How do you know that?
But I know your language.
You're not supposed. That means. I mean, that. Why are you here?
How about you let go of that item and I'll tell you.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, yes! What?
Thing I'm good at.
You see, he kind of like straighten. He's still sitting and injured. He kind of like straightens up, and he's like, I am a member of this expeditionary force. I will not be ordered around in my domain.
I'm going to turn to Alexander and say in common. He's refusing to let go.
Okay.
I'll pull my cleaver just out of its sheath. I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna hold my hand out again. I still haven't said a word, but I'd like to make an intimidation check this time.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think this warrants an intimidation check. Yeah, Luminous, did you have something you wanted to do?
I just say to Alexander, okay.
16.
Yeah. So I think what he does is he kind of looks at you all, sizing you all up, and he's going to cast a spell. He's going to cast invisibility. So you see him just
My
disappear.
hand is. Oh no, it's not on him anymore. That's right.
So I think you might want to be rolling initiative now, since
That's a good idea.
you're like, yeah. So
This will be
Oh.
fun.
Can I take a reaction to him cast? No, that's because of you have to have the Mage Slayer spell, right, or the Mage Slayer thing in order to do that.
remember when you roll initiative to have your token selected. But yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Oof.
Oh.
I'll do it manually for you. Don't worry. I got
I have a 0 initiative.
yeah. Nice.
Fantastic.
All right. So I think everyone's in.
I wonder if
So-
this is invisibility or greater invisibility.
Well, only one way to find out. So, the basic layout is, how, if I remember correct, like understanding correctly, Chatter's like right next to the Gith was right next to them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm literally still in front of him.
Right, and then Ellen would have been right next to you, and then the rest of you guys are just kind of like more away from them, watching this go on. I'm kind of
I'm like there-ish.
okay.
Yeah, I was definitely standing back, like, because I'm a squishy. I'm not that squishy of a wizard, but I'm kind of a squishy wizard. So.
Yeah.
Also,
So,
my
I
initiative is
think-
a 17.
I mean, you just don't get hit by things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think what happens is actually you just hear in common the same voice that Ellen would recognize, saying, "This, you are not supposed to be here. I have been attacked by other creatures, and this is highly unusual. If you all cooperate and return me back, I will forget that this insolence happened.
I'm pretty sure you just casted a spell at us, my friend.
I protected myself."
I think this is our way out. We escorted him back. Unless anyone has a disagreement with that.
Is he invisible now?
Yeah, he's still invisible.
But he has no weapons because Justin took them off him.
But
He
That is
a
correct.
monster.
He had a long
Okay.
sword that was taken off him. Yes. Well, here we'll. So he is up against a wall and invisible. So he's going to. He just stands there and waits. So I get here, Ellen. We'll stay in initiative. So Ellen, is there something you want to do? Or are you just gonna sheathe your arms, and I will drop my spell, and we will leave this place.
I think Anja. Oh no, never mind.
yeah, I
Anja
am
was
technically
17.
next, but
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
I think it's not sorted. Yeah.
There we go. It's all sorted now.
I
Actually,
will hold my action until my companions make a decision.
Ellen?
What are we going to do?
I mean,
Do we trust this creature?
like, it's not a bad idea. It's not like he can actually hurt us. Can I roll like an insight to see if Homeboy was telling the truth?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Advantage 'cause you can't see them, I'll say. Like, you can't see their face, but yeah, go ahead and make...
Yeah, we
insight.
heard their voice, so
For sure.
yeah,
Yeah, you can't quite tell. I mean, I think you're conflicting because you know that Gith are very much like lawful, but also you know they have very low opinion of anyone other than other Giths. So
Mhm.
go either way for you. You're not quite sure.
I guess I'll do the same on my turn.
I mean,
Sure.
we could just do what we did And then I message, with the other ones.
At disadvantage, Ellen, because
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on.
they are visible, so it's hard to get a read. Yeah, I mean, here I will. Yeah, you can't. I mean, yeah, same thing for you. Even with your like expanded knowledge, you know that like, normally if you were other Gith, then yeah, 100% trustworthy, they would follow the word. But you're not sure exactly how this would go because you're not its subordinates or equals. So what do you want to do?
I will move next to him.
Okay, where he was.
So he has nowhere to go.
Mhm.
There's only wall
Right.
behind him.
He could still sort of slip through you guys if he really wanted to.
Right. Okay. And then you're just gonna stand,
Oh, wait, yeah, to see what everyone else does.
Luminos.
I guess I'll move up into the corner.
Mhm.
And I flick out a little hammer, and it says, "Blunt." I'm gonna swing. I swing my hammer with disadvantage.
Okay.
Knockout. Or try to.
Can I attempt to stop him from doing that somehow?
He's doing non-lethal damage, right, Ash?
Yeah, as I said,
Yeah.
it's a knockout. I'm just doing a blunt on the head. Or
Right.
trying to.
But if you want to, he already has disadvantage, so.
I was about to say I would throw my shield out to
Mhm.
stop him.
I mean, if you would like to, Alexander, I will let you give this creature like partial cover.
Yeah, I'm gonna give
Okay.
him partial cover.
Well, then with that, it bounces off of Alexander's shield. Like you see, it was kind of about to hit where this creature was standing, but you see Alexander throw his shield out in front of you, Lumino, and it clangs off of it.
I'm just looking at him. Really? You?
Normally, I would agree, kill him or knock him out. But, and this is going to be in a whisper to Luminos, but I think he could kill us if he really wanted to. We have no idea who he is.
Alright, whatever. Alright. I guess I'll just walk away then.
Do you sheath your weapon, or do you keep it drawn?
Yeah, I'll put it away.
Okay. Chatter. Are you
So
just,
he's backed up against a corner, right?
Yeah. There's like a
Oh.
wall. Like you guys are up against a wall. All of you three that are next to the creature.
Okay. So, he is going to use his bonus action. He sort of just waves his hands in the air and sort of just makes some motions with his arms, and he sort of starts to take leaves and light and birds, and they just sort of start to swirl around his hands, and then he claps them, and an ethereal unicorn appears next to him.
Right.
And sort of tosses its head. And now it's my unicorn spirit for my spirit totem. That's
A unicorn?
Oh wait, that was the wrong thing. Darn it! Hold on. There we go. So it's a unicorn. Me and my allies gain advantage on all ability checks made to detect creatures in the spirit's aura of 30 feet. In addition, if I cast a spell using hit points, it restores additionally my druid level.
Nice.
So he's going to use his action to try and perceive where exactly the Gith is.
Please do. Okay, so you will have just
Advantage.
just a straight roll because you have disadvantage since it's
Okay.
visible.
Cool.
And then
Okay. So that's an 18.
yes. And then
And he's just going to.
yeah, you can tell like it's still here, and you can kind of tell exactly where it is.
So he's just going to point at where the Gith is and say, "I can see you."
As the like unicorn like points its horn.
Yes.
Directly at it.
It's so shiny.
It is very shiny. And that's it.
Arrow, are you doing anything hostile?
I very much apologize to the rest of my party, but I in no way trust this creature to help us. So I'm going to close my eyes, focus on the image of the Gith,
Mm-hmm.
and then fire a seeking arrow at him.
All right,
Make a dexterity saving throw.
we'll do so. Oh boy. So dexterity saving throw. It got a 22, natural 20. So it will take half, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't know its location.
Yeah.
Sad.
So, all right.
So he takes 6 damage.
Points of damage. All right. And that's a concentration check on its part on invisibility.
It's a 10?
Yeah.
I always forget how concentration works.
Yeah. So
sometimes.
it's DC 10 or half the damage taken.
Okay.
And it actually fails. So you see the arrow flies and it like shatters this like field of invisibility, and you see like it's clutching its side where this arrow like grazed it, and it looks very angry.
Oh, tried.
So
I'm going to use my action surge
Mhm.
to try to shoot the focus out of his hand.
Okay. I will say you have disadvantage since like you don't have disarming strike. I'll give you disadvantage, and if you hit, it will make a saving throw to drop it.
Okay.
Since you're not like a battle master fighter.
Oh, no. That's perfectly reasonable.
So a 15 will miss though as it clinks
Yeah.
off its half plate armor.
Plink.
So
Okay.
Alexander, are you gonna
Al-
stay there by the way, kind of, or are you gonna move anywhere, or just?
I'm just staying where I am.
Yeah, you got it.
He's surrounded by everyone. There's no
Yeah.
point to...
Alexander will, for the first time, actually raise his voice.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to just yell "stop" to everyone. And he's going to just step forward and do the same thing he did earlier. Hand out, but this time his cleaver's out.
Yeah.
He's like, "We will kill you. We will not hesitate, but you need to cooperate now. Stop."
Yeah.
And he has his hand out for the arcane focus again.
And so are you using an ability or spell, or is this just?
This is just me talking at him. Yeah.
Why don't you make another intimidation check?
May I ask for advantage, since we have kind of shown that we can deal with him a little bit? We did knock his invisibility off.
Yeah.
You also have a nat 20 to your name too, just to let you know that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
I do have that nat 20 to my name.
Mm-hmm.
I almost want to use it here just to make sure it happens. Is that okay with you?
yeah, you want to use your nat 20?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my nat
Alright.
20.
Yeah, and you see, as he comes invisible, and because it's his turn next, you see he had his name, like these words on his lips, and you see this like bead of fire starting to form, and just like this globe of flame, and then he looks at like being surrounded, and he looks at his wounds, and he like says a like swear in Gith. Closes hand over the flame and just shoves.
I hate to do this, I'm sorry. It wasn't a nat 20 that you had, it was a luck point.
Oh, it was a luck point?
Yeah.
Well then here, roll with advantage.
Yeah,
Roll
there you
advantage.
You
My bad.
I apologize.
Oh, watch him roll.
Oh,
Fail now.
26.
Yeah.
Still,
So the same thing happens with yeah, as he's
Still pretty high.
Shakes his head and just shoves the arcane focus into your hand.
grab it and I put it in my back pouch.
No, you will have that in place where I can see it.
You will not be making demands, and my cleaver goes a little bit forward, like I'm about to swing it.
It just like gives you the nastiest stink eye.
You wouldn't keep my weapon where I could see it. I won't keep yours where you can see it. Deal?
Fine.
Now, we're on our way out because you bastards won't give us enough. We won't have enough food up front. We had to come in here and get food.
It's not our
So.
concern. You feed yourselves, we feed ourselves.
Yeah, well, think of it this way. You've doubled the population on the top of our world. Think we cannot provide enough food for ourselves.
Small price to pay for the Illithid's demise.
Well, small price to pay for your life, I guess, if you don't be quiet. We're going up to the surface now.
I mean, most of the Illithids are already dead. Why do you care so much?
They are a scourge.
And so are you.
Ooh,
He's
is
like,
that a bird?
Shatter's just standing behind his unicorn and just like braiding its mane and just like hiding like partially behind it and just pretending like he's not there.
All right. So you guys are journeying back up to the surface then, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, we're taking his weapons with us.
He's gonna set us on fire. We're gonna.
We're taking his weapons and his focus. There's not.
He could surely attempt to cast a spell, and I give him a side look. And I just want to point out, I am constantly readying an attack. If he starts to even mutter, make it anything magic, I am going to just cut off his head with my cleaver.
Yeah, let's hope that he's not a sorcerer with subtle spell. But
Yeah. So Gith tend to be wizards. That's what I'm banking
yeah.
on.
So Anja would like to, like, once we get to the surface, kind of like have everyone before we like get to the entrance, like wait, so that she can pop Tulip out to go see if there's anybody outside, before they actually head outside.
Yeah. So unless anyone's opposed to that, Tulip like appears, and you do the like little familiar thing where you become.
Okay, everyone, don't make sure I don't fall over. This has happened before. As I like roll my eyes back and lose my balance for like a hot second, and
I just watch you fall over. Just.
like,
Shatter will try to catch her.
Yeah, no, you catch her.
okay.
The wizard trust fall is what this is.
It's a wizard trust fall, and I'm gonna send my possum out. Like Tulip's gonna go out and skitter around like it's looking for garbage, but really checking to see if there's anybody outside.
Yeah, no, and I think what you see is that there are two replacement Githyanki at the entrance to the mine, and that there are no extra Githyanki, but they have like cordoned off the alleys like around the like entrance to the mine. Like there's no extra presence. They just were like, yeah, after whatever happened, just you guys can find another way around this entrance.
Okay.
How close are the Githyanki to the entrance?
I haven't told anyone yet.
For reference, this entrance is probably about like 10 foot wide, and they are on either side of it. So like, if you step outside of the shaft, you'll be right next to them.
Okay. So I'm gonna pop Tulip out back into her dimension, and I'm gonna come back. I'm going to inform everyone. It's like, okay, there's 2 replacement guards out there. I think I can get rid of them, and we can sneak quietly.
How are they armed?
I mean, just like the ones before were. But listen. I can make myself look like those guys.
We don't have to.
We don't need to do that. This guy is going to get us past the guards.
Oh!
Excuse you.
Shatter looks at Anya and she says, he says, I can do that too.
Yeah. But I mean, are we really gonna trust our fellow here to talk these guys out of just moving, or should I go make them move?
I could carry one of you
better.
and just outfly them.
I have my cleaver. To be fair, this whole time I've walked with my cleaver at the ready towards him. I'm like, I think he knows better. He won't make this same mistake twice, will you? I'm asking him.
You guys said, when we get to the surface, I will request my equipment back, and then you will leave, and I will leave.
You know, I'm hey, maybe if there aren't other people interfering with this exchange, it'll be better for
I
all of us.
outrank them by far. They will listen to what I say.
I'm gonna insight check him.
What? Yeah, I mean, he definitely is like not telling. Oh, he's not lying about like the people will listen to him, and he intends to tell them to stand down. Sure.
I'm gonna have him hold out his hand towards me. I'm gonna ask him to hold out his hand.
Holds out his hand.
And I pull the arcane focus out of my backpack, and I'm like, I listen. You're going to walk us out. We are going to keep your sword. You're going to get your arcane focus back.
That's unacceptable. I need my sword back.
Is
don't
it a
trust
nice
you.
sword in any way? Is it just a sword?
Is it just a sword, or is it like... Does it like show
Ornamental,
his
isn't it?
rank or something?
It doesn't appear magical, but he said, that is a sword requisitioned to me and given to me by my people. I will not let you steal it from me.
Oh, no. Don't get me wrong. You will get the sword back after we get past the guards.
Fine.
But you have your focus back now,
Takes it.
and if you try anything, your head will be over there, and your body will not be with it. Understood?
And accept these terms. And let us go.
Okay.
He starts
And this whole
walking.
I don't know if I can't do that because Wrathful Smite is not a cantrip. I was gonna say
Does
I would
last
need
for a minute.
Wrathful.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does
I'm
last-
going to
Yeah.
I'm going to put Wrathful Smite on my cleaver.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna hold my action to cast a spell.
Well, so if you're holding an action to cast an on-cantrip, it will like waste the spell slot. So are you gonna hold like for like Vicious Mockery, or are you holding like a big spell? Hold.
I didn't know that. I will not hold my action to cast a spell.
There you go.
Yeah. So my as right before we walk out, my sword is cloaked in that black
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
That's spooky. You're very spooky, you know.
I'm aware.
Thank you. All right. Yeah.
We really are siblings.
He,
Before we go
if you
out-
could see his face, he was blushing.
Beneath the like spiky, just almost demonic helmet. He's
Yes, exactly.
perfect.
We forget that Anja's a goth.
Yeah, Anja is goth. They fit theme.
They thematically fit.
There is a brand.
One of them is spooky.
They're holding a brand. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you letting him go out first, or
No, we're walking with him.
Okay.
So before we go out, I just want to say really quickly because before we came in, Chatter was wild shape, so he doesn't want to go back out with this particular recognizable group of people,
Mhm.
not wild shape. So he's going to use one of his wild shapes, and he's going to turn into a mastiff, a big old mastiff.
Pet's dog.
That's not good.
He wags his tail.
Oh, scratch me where no gonna scratch me behind the ears. Oh.
Nobody can resist. He just wags his tail and does the whole body wiggle.
So as you guys walk out, the two Githyanki immediately like go for their swords as they see like non-Githyanki walking out, and then the Gish like
I
holds
gesture to the Gish.
and he says, "Stand down. There are extenuating circumstances today. You will say nothing of this, or I will have your heads." And he like turns around to you, 6 or 5, kind of holds out his hand for his sword.
Oh yeah. I hand it to him.
Now I would go before I change my mind.
Sure. And I just shoot up directly upward into the sky.
Chatter goes,
Poof.
I run and scurry past. I give like a very polite bow of thanks, and I just hightail it. Thank you.
Alexander just saunters away. He does not give a shit.
Yeah.
Can I make a roll to see what the most formal way to be towards a Githyanki is and do that as I leave?
Sure. Yeah.
What would you want me to do for that?
Alexander gives
There
them
are Arcana
no
accepts
respect.
a history.
Arcana?
Yeah, because they're
History?
extra planar beings.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. There's not a lot of formal formal greetings for outsiders, so it'd probably just be like a bow. Like there are lots of formal greetings between Githyanki, but since you're not like a member of their kind, it probably
Do I know like a saying because I know their language or something?
yeah,
I can
you,
use
there-
maybe.
yeah, you could say like, you know, basically like live long and prosper or whatever.
Sure, I'll do that and like formally bow and walk
Yeah.
out.
It'd be like victory to you, like in common, but it sounds better in Gith because you know that's how languages work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you guys get away, we're gonna get into a little mechanical thing. So I've created a little thing called animosity because basically the Gith to mechanically represent how angry are the Gith and how much are they looking for the party and other ne'er-do-wells. So currently there are 8 levels of attention, one being they're leaving guards just to like say they have guards around, and 8 being total war, they're trying to just basically burn down the city, it's too much trouble. So right now we're at attention level 1. But some things have gone on. The party have done a few things that maybe is not something Gith loves. So when something happens that the Gith don't like, one of the party members is going to make a roll. How bad that event was for the Gith will set the DC, right? So if it's a minor inconvenience, it's a DC 8. If it's a decisive blow, it's a DC 20. And the party will get bonuses depending on how covert or stealthy or other outside factors. So first, I think we should decide who's going to be rolling against to raise attention. Doesn't really matter.
Is it based on a skill
No,
or anything?
it's not based on any skill. It's just somebody just needs to roll the d20.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe I should roll because the dice are with me, but the moment I say that, I'm going to roll.
I was gonna say you should roll since like your character was most of the reason that we had most of the interactions we did.
All right,
All right, do it.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Okay.
So speaking mechanically, then.
Yes.
Do we get any bonuses because we did handle it? I put air quotes.
Yes.
Peacefully.
So let me go through the conditions I have right now. This is a first draft. So the first condition is that there were no witnesses. That you're not going to be getting.
Yeah.
Githyanki just had a victory that's distracting them. They haven't had that yet. There's a scapegoat. Again, that's not exactly applicable. But locals supported the action. I will say that applies. So you'll get a +1 to this. So normally it's just a strength d20. And these are the only real modifiers you get. I will say, if you like, you can use your luck and points and all that from chat on these rolls, though. And then the action happened before there was a response. So basically, like, if you just before you came back up and had that interaction, right? If it was just like you knocked the 2 guards out and dragged them in Underdark and left them, you would have gotten that, right? Mm-hmm. So I think I'll give it to you because of that, how you handled the first wave. So this will be a D20 roll +2. Because this is, so there's a bunch of different steps of how much the DC raises or lowers. So I will set this as this is going to be an irrelevant action, as basically you just got rid of 2 guards and kind of embarrassed 1 Gish. So the DC is going to be 8. So go ahead and roll, yes.
I don't know how much the rest of the party is going to like this, but I kind of disagree with using luck points on this for story means. I mean, because this is going to be an overall arching campaign thing. I don't think we should use luck points on this.
Well, you don't have any right now, so...
I know, I'm just saying, for future reference, unless somebody has a disagreement with that, I think it would work more story-wise.
I don't... Yeah, well...
It's truly random.
We'll talk about it.
Feel it out.
For now, let's get
just throwing that out there while
20 roll +2.
Yeah.
All right, so you met or beat the DC, so their attention level does not raise. If you had failed, it would have increased to level 2, and then basically you keep rolling until you meet that DC, or you hit the maximum attention level for that action. So like for relevant, the maximum level of attention is 2, because basically that action is not going to piss them off any farther than being disinterested. But if you'd done like a massive setback, right, which is a maximum level of attention level of 6, if you just kept failing, they could have gotten all the way just being like fully like roused, and like military forces are now actively searching, right? So
oh boy.
yeah. So basically, the more drastic things happen, the more difficult it is to have it blow over, and the more it can go up in one big jump. But as you rolled well, we're all set. So as that mechanically happens, where are you guys now going to go narratively to debrief?
I think we want to find that professor.
He's in
Did
his
he let
office,
us
right?
know where he was going to be?
Yeah.
He's in the university in his office.
Okay. So
I'm gonna fly around for a few hours because I'm traumatized by being in that cave.
Okay.
Then when I'm good and
Claustrophobia.
better about being in the cave, I'll try to find Chatter wherever she ends up going. He ends up going.
You're good.
And,
For being a bird person who likes his freedom, you chose the wrong cave.
Aja is definitely going to make the suggestion that we go straight to the university, because one, she's not aware of the attention or lack of attention that they have.
Right.
So if there's the chance that there is attention, she wants to go there as quickly as possible to get rid of the mushrooms so that they've completed their task. So that's what her reasoning is, and she's gonna be like, yeah, I think we should go see Tara and give him these mushrooms right now, just because like I think that's why we're there, and then we can figure out where to go from there on our next adventure.
Chatter's gonna go along with her because his top priority is making sure this guy gets the mushrooms. So he's just gonna saunter along. He's going to hang on to his wild shape, and basically until they're almost to the university before he wild shapes back.
University! Holiday!
Alexander will go with them as well, and the whole time he's gonna scritch Chatter behind the ears while the whole walk, pretty much.
Chatter loves the scritches, big time.
But he's lost in thought because he's trying to think of what could have just happened if
Luminous,
things had gone wrong.
are you gonna come with us?
Yeah.
Yay!
I'm right behind you.
Yay! In your retainers.
Right.
Yep. Cool.
Luminous, you are a devotion
I
paladin.
think I'll just lead them. I'll lead the party forward and listen to people.
Sorry, what was that?
You're a devotion paladin, aren't you?
No, vengeance.
No, vengeance. Okay, I can remember what paladin you were.
All right.
Okay,
So
sorry.
yeah, you guys kind of journey through the Under District, which is again the like it's above ground, but it's like the where all the Underdark people live now. The kind of like sprawling, added on part of the city. But nothing seems to really accost you until you get to the gate. So basically, the old part of the city is still surrounded by the wall, and they do keep the walls closed. So you see like a human and a dwarf guard, like standing guard, like halt, like got business in the upper district.
I presume I've got like I don't know a pass or something because I've
yeah.
been from there.
I mean-
So, or like, how does it work? I just show them that and say we're heading to the university.
Oh, one of those smarty types. All right. Go on.
A small rock flies from above and lands near them, and y'all look up, see me just slowly circling around above you.
That's something you don't see every day.
I don't mind him. He's with us, and we just keep walking.
Alrighty. Makes the wall feel a little useless now, doesn't it?
Thank you!
Yeah.
Well, as long as it's not pooping.
You know
Don't
what?
tempt
Fair
me.
point. Yeah. So as you walk into the upper district, it's like night and day. This is like the lower district is like crowded. There's people everywhere. Lots of like beggars, people just trying to like scrape together a living. Whereas this one looks like a prospering city. There are more people here than there usually would be. Like there is like been a consolidation of people, so it's a bit crowded, but it's like a much better off, and you see a lot more like, more middle class and like artisan type people like doing their thing. You pass the Edge Armory, where Alexander got his armor. And they probably give him like a little like, hey, how you doing? And
We have the latest spikes fashion.
Yeah, you see like the latest like spikes, and then so there's the Edge Armory, and then there's the gleaming example, which is the a good Paladin armory that Luminos got their armor from. That's like makes all the shiny like smooth armor. And then like across the street they've like the feud. And so like you each get away from your respective armorers. But as you make your way through, you eventually get to the university, which is very much like, if you can think of just one large complex. So there's probably about 8 or so different buildings, and one for each of the schools of magic except necromancy, which is a little.
That's just in the basement of the conjuration.
Right.
The basement.
As soon as we get to like an entrance or something, I'm gonna try and flag down like some kind of student or assistant
like
that I can see.
Yeah,
and be like, go tell Professor Taro, Ellen and his guests are here, and I'm gonna like flick the guy a gold coin.
Oh, sure.
Fast as you can, lads, or laddie, or laddies.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Ladass.
And then you know where his office is, so are you just gonna go to his office?
Yeah, but I'm gonna like make sure that we're slightly slower than this
Right.
person in front of us to like give them a heads up.
Yeah. So you go to the like illusionist part of the college, which is where he studies, and
I'm back.
kind of you see his like primary like research partner, like a student who does a lot of research with him, comes down. They're like, she's a halfling, that kind of, you don't know her super well, but you know of her. He's like, so you're meeting with the professor?
That's right. Hopefully he's alone.
Yeah, he's all ready for you.
Perfect.
So are you all going in? Who's staying? I'm guessing, are the retainers staying, or?
Yeah, they'll stay outside, have a chat with some people over coffee or something, I guess.
Okay.
I'm outside.
Cheddar will go in.
Okay.
He's out of his wild shape. He's gonna come in and help with the shroomy shrooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Anja
So-
knows the guy sorta, so she'll go in.
And at this point, Alexander takes his leave and heads to the tavern.
Are you sure? Okay. We'll see you later.
He leaves without saying anything. He's in a bad mood.
I think he really hates me.
No, I don't think
No,
anybody
he
could
doesn't
you.
hate you. He just severely dislikes you.
I don't think he likes anybody.
It's
Except
okay.
for dogs.
I'm
Everybody
very
loves dogs.
patient. Soon we'll be a family.
So
They're saying he just likes you, just very little.
That's the spirit. Thank you so much.
right. So yeah, you four walk in, as Aira flies around, enjoying the fresh air, and Alexander goes brewed in a tavern.
He's going to go get drunk.
Yeah. And I'm guessing you're going back to the tavern you guys were all at.
No, he's gonna find a different one.
Okay.
Just...
A campus tavern.
Yeah, because bars next to campuses are always the best idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you find
Location and
the
alcohol
body,
go great together.
yeah, the Body Giant. It's just like this campus bar.
It's the best place to get debated.
It's
Yeah.
full of wizards practicing spells. Can't be dangerous at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Practicing spells while drunk.
Yeah, you definitely get like minor illusion pranked a few times.
First time it happens, he's just gonna turn around in his armor and just be like, "Really?"
Well, but like they think it's hilarious. So anyway, yeah, you four walk into Terror Melvir's office, and he kind of does a formal like greeting. So soon back, I can only assume you bring good news.
Absolutely. And I just sort of gesture towards Chatter and Anya. I think you had the mushrooms.
Yes, and kind of take my bag and empty the stuff.
Oh, well, yes. Well, that's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you.
He starts reaching into his pockets and also just putting the mushrooms on the table.
Yes. Well, this is wonderful. I do notice two of you are missing, and can I assume they're just taking a leave, or?
Oh yeah, nobody died.
Okay. Yes, I didn't think so, but
Yeah.
There's a clank on the window from the outside as I just knock. Hi.
One's pooping on people's heads, and the other one's gone to be emo.
Chatter waves at Era through the window.
well, quite happy to see you all have made it, and even happier to see these mushrooms. Now, I know I did say some payments, so he kind of like unlocks a drawer, and I believe 600 gold for the lot of you. Yes, I know.
Whoa.
I was expecting 10. Okay.
I've been doing good work here, and well, he kind of leans forward. I have a bit of a side job, I suppose you could say.
Say no more. Literally, say no more.
No. I mean, it's not what you think it is, I don't think, actually. You see, myself, a few other intellectuals of the university, but also a few of the noble houses of this city are, well, we're not happy with the current dynamic, and we are always looking for people to join our cause. We're not exactly organized or doing anything yet. It's a lot of talking and a lot of hypotheticals, but a bunch of thinkers need a lot of doers, if you understand.
Are you asking us, representatives of certain... We may be... like, for instance, I'm a representative of a certain class and race, and you want me to instigate aggressive activity towards, shall we say, the Gith suppressors?
Well, I mean, looks around, I mean, maybe in a closed room, but, you know, you would never have to do anything you wouldn't want. I simply am saying that if you're looking to do more things like this and do more good for the people who have been unfairly moved and maybe do some good for this city, I know some people.
Well,
Okay.
if it'll help everyone, I mean, I've kind of seen firsthand what's happened with, you know, with the drow and the other people of the underground, the dark dwarves and gnomes. I would like to help them. I mean, they definitely want to go back home, and if there's something that we can just kind of, we can't help them go back home, but maybe make their lives a little easier. I wouldn't mind being a part of that.
Me too, says Chatter. He just sort of looks at Anja and nods, and I like to help people.
Me too.
I've just had a thought.
Hmm?
Why didn't you go to the dwarf lands? Because they live in mountains. Wouldn't you be happy in mountains?
Well, I've lived up here for a long time, but everybody else, I mean, it's just a lot to travel, and I'm assuming that there are some there, but maybe the ones that are here in this particular city, their home is the closest in the Underdark, and they want to be as physically close as possible so that when they can go back, they don't have to travel across mountainous regions, but also, dwarves and drow.
I get it. Point taken.
I don't think it's too much to ask for living beings to be accepting and treating one another with respect.
I mean,
Sadly, where politics exists, so too.
and people kind of see people who look like me, and they don't have the best opinion. Not that it hasn't been warranted in the past, but you know.
And well, one of the problems with dwarven settlements taking in refugees is, well, they're closed systems, really. They can't take in many people as they only produce so much food and other resources and only have so much space.
It was only a hypothetical question. We don't need to go too far. I say, I already got the point. Thanks.
You're talking to elves with hypothetical questions.
Yeah,
I know. I regret my actions.
My apologies. Yes, as a professor, I do find my answers are usually a bit long-winded. Anyway,
I say I would happily like to do this over discussion of some dinner and some wine, but we're seeming pressed for time.
Are we? Did you have somewhere to go?
Are we?
Yes, I see the sun slowly going down.
Do you not like the darkness?
No,
Are you
but
afraid of the dark?
I would like to find an inn before all the rooms are booked.
I think he's afraid of the dark, but he doesn't want to admit it.
Maybe he's afraid of werewolves or vampires. I hear they come out at night too.
Or bats.
Are you afraid of bats?
He's afraid
So
of
while they're talking, I'm gonna lean over to Tara and be like, "Do you want to just give me the details of this?"
kind of go. Anyway, about this, I will arrange a meeting with some of the more influential people I know. Tomorrow at lunch, we'll have a nice lunch over some wine, if that's your prerogative. And if they have work or suggestions, or if you have questions, we can have an open discussion. Does that sound
That
good?
sounds great.
Cool. Where are we
A
meeting
nice
for
glass
lunch?
of wine.
I'm receptive.
Did we ever ask the name of the Gish?
Sure.
I don't think we did.
No, we didn't. Where are we meeting for lunch?
Do you know where you're staying?
No.
Yes, we have the inn. I'm not there, but yes, we have.
Yeah, the one that we originally started at.
lazy
That was hey.
I'm not going to that inn, thank you very much.
Are you sure? I mean.
Yeah, I don't fancy being.
That
being
is true. They didn't like him
sworn
very
at by
much.
Draugr
They didn't like him
and
very
Drow,
much.
Thank you very much.
I mean, maybe we should go to an inn that's over here. That way we'll be closer to you.
Cool.
I'll find a nice inn. Maybe somewhere up maybe in the second area.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying maybe we should stick together so that he can find all of us at once.
Yes, would be preferable.
All right, we're gonna stay with you, Luminous. Yay!
Yay. Don't worry, I have my poncho I can sleep in.
How about this? Once I know, I will get the information to you. I have means.
As soon as we arrive, I'll write you a message, Taro, and have someone deliver it. Don't worry.
Wonderful. All right. Well, I will see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Have a wonderful evening.
Good morrow.
And
Bye.
as the party walks out, we will conclude this session and have the meeting of people next week.
As
Yeah.
we leave, I just make a remark to Chatter. Have you ever thought about getting pants?
Pants?
Yeah.
Pants are overrated.
They are.
Do we just-
They're kind of restricting.
Okay. I'll look for some baggy ones for you.
But the wind feels so nice between your legs.
But it also blinds a lot of people.
Oh, I guess.
I'll do some shopping.
Shopping. Okay. And he just kind of does like a awkward sort of one of these. He feels very uncomfortable at the prospect of pants, but he's willing to try.
Okay, guys.
And that's the perfect moment to fade to black.
Have you
Yeah.
pants?
Yeah.
Fade to black.
Have you heard the good word of pants?
The good word of pants.
Have you heard of our Lord and Savior pants?
It'll be like when you put booties on dogs and they walk like this.
Okay, guys, awesome sauce. Thank you so much for coming. We're gonna go ahead and get this roundtable done with, and we'll start off with Rob. Rob, how was it? How are you doing? Tell us where to find you.
Oh, what a great time. You trounced my spiders. You didn't kill a gish. Oh my goodness, great time. So I'm Robert Baldino, Robert the GM, at Rob B. Roland on Twitter. Also, look up the Not Quite Heroes podcast. Our first episode just released yesterday, and not as a prank even. And I'm a proud cast member in it. So go look up that and thanks for watching. Had a great time.
Thank you, fam. All right, cool. And thank you, Alt for Gaming, for linking that. All right, cool. Mr. Luminous D, Ash.
Yes, hello, I'm Luminous D, also known as Ash. I'm a fellow streamer, variety streamer. I stream most weekdays. I go by the same handle on Twitter as well. Insane. Thank you so much again to everyone. Let me come here and have some fun. It's been most enjoyable. Thank you.
All right, Ember.
Hi, I am Ember Forge King, wherever you find me. I totally forgot it was April Fool's yesterday as well. That's a side note. I stream sometimes. I streamed yesterday for about 5 minutes because my computer decided to die on me. So, but yeah, I'm streaming on Gamer Realm. Find me there. I don't know.
Okay.
Other than that, yeah, I'm good.
Awesome. All right, cool. Mr. Omega.
I'm Omega. I don't have social media. You can find me on Discord in some places. Sometimes.
And mine.
This game was great. It was very interesting to play the Arcane Archer thing. That's very, very interesting when the mechanics get down to it. But yeah, good game. You won't find me anywhere. I would suggest trying.
Thank you so much, fam.
It's a challenge.
And Adam.
Hello, thank you for the game again. Everyone, it's very fun. My name is Adam. You can find me at altf4_gaming on Twitch and Twitter. I'm just in between streaming at the moment because I'm trying to find a new job and then get a new schedule going. But I try to do variety streaming, which is usually heavily story-based RPGs and occasionally D&D.
All right, cool. Thanks, everybody. My name is Val. Oh, what? What?
Did
Don't
Hope?
forget Hope.
Hope, did I forget you?
I was forgotten.
Oh my god, I thought, like, shit. Hope. Oh my god, Hope. Like, there's 7 people to go through. Don't.
No, I don't blame you at all. I think
Okay.
There's a lot of
Oh
people
my
here.
god, I swear to god.
It's fine.
Because I was going down the thing, and I was... Hope, please. Oh my god, tell us where to find you, my love.
Yes, I'm Hope from She Games, He Games. We are a variety stream on Twitch. It's my husband and I. We do Dungeons and Dragons. We do video games. I do art. Just all kinds of wonderful stuff. And it was an awesome game today. I love this crew. It's wonderful and fun, and I cannot wait to see what happens next time.
Yeah.
Okay, did I forget anybody? Okay, awesome. All right, thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for also being here. My name is Val. This was my channel. We do Dungeons and Dragons and RPGs here, whenever we can. So go ahead and hit that follow button if you enjoyed yourself. Our next show, if I don't just do some random video games, is on Sunday for Dragonstone. Be sure to check that out. You can also catch me at the RPG Labs on Thursday mornings. And everyone stick around as we're going to go ahead and give Capricorn Cross a raid. They are streaming Dungeons & Dragons as well. There we go. And, yeah, thank you guys for coming. We will see you next time.